Let me, okay, okay, it's recording now. Okay. Oh, it's good to see you.
Great
Hi.
to see you after following all your travels. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh, what a journey. You were gone for how many months?
5 months. Yeah.
5 months.
We were like, wow, it's almost half a year. It was long. Yeah, it was big. It was big. It's good to be back. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's really good to be back, actually. It's really good to not be, I feel relieved not living out of a suitcase at this point in time. Yeah, I had many moments like, you know what? I don't think I ever want to be some sort of famous rock star who has to go on tour. Like, that would suck. Having to like,
I know, right? Just on the go constantly. But did you guys have it all pretty much well planned out before you left, or was some of it sort of on the fly? How do you guys typically?
yeah, I would say the majority of it was pretty well planned out,
Yeah.
and then I would say, maybe a quarter of it wasn't so well planned out. It was planned, but we could have done a better job.
Uh,
So we learned,
You
we
saw
learned.
family, you went to Tahiti, you went to the Heva.
I mean, that was definitely the highlight. Tahiti, the Heva, and Hawaii,
Yeah.
and reuniting with some loved ones that we hadn't seen in a long time. So there, yeah, it
Oh
was,
my
yeah, it was
gosh.
really healing. It was really healing. And then,
That,
I think it was just really emotional though, because of, the reason we went is because our Lola passed away and we needed to deal with, the estate, the house, and let a
oh,
lot of things go, like go into the storage and like, yeah, that was hard. And let go of photo, that kind of stuff. And just like,
yeah, kind of close.
yeah,
Not, I mean, it's not really closing the book because, of course, she's always going to be there. But I mean, yeah, those are things that kind of linger, and it's all part of it. But people don't. Also, I think a lot of people avoid that closure, closing that part. So. It's good
yeah,
that you did that as a family and, really took the time and like sounds like you guys were really intentional about it. That's
yeah.
beautiful.
I mean, yeah, as intentional as we could be. And so, yeah, I feel like you have been traveling too, or no? Did I see something
Um,
about you going to Belgrade or something? Was it?
well, it's just for work. Yeah, I was there for like flew in Tuesday, had a meeting with my client Wednesday, then flew out on Wednesday. So, yeah, it's yeah, just little things here and there. I've been doing like little trips for myself every now and then, but really it's more for me to kind of reset because I mean, I feel like I am sort of juggling a lot right now with, Hotua Ori with our school. I'm actually in Stockton right now because we're competing. We're doing like our first big group competition at Te Whaano Te Ori this weekend.
Wow.
Oh, okay. You're cutting in and out. It's probably the internet. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Yeah, that's our internet. It's doing some weird things. So,
Okay.
um, but the last thing I heard is that you're doing your first group competition in Stockton.
Yeah, Te Whaano Te Ori. So we did this competition last year, but just soloists. And mainly our group has focused on solos, but this is like our focus for this year. That was our intention was to really because we're 4 years old now. Hetu Hotu Ori has been around for 4 years, which is such a blessing. We have so many beautiful students and families that we've met. But yeah, it's just kind of every year, my cousin and I, because we run the group together, we set little like goals and intentions for ourselves every single year. And so obviously it's yeah, it's been an amazing experience. And this year we focused on our on group. And so
Amazing. I definitely can't wait to see some of the videos from that. Oh, wow. I didn't realize your school was only 4 years. What,
yeah,
like,
we're
how,
young.
That's
We're COVID babies.
so you were your school was clearly birthed out of something a very much needed, demand and response and it grew very like it just seems like it feels like a school that's been established for way longer.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. And because it happened during COVID, like when we settled on our name, because Hotua, means like perseverance and healing. And of course, Ori means to dance. So like it's really like fusing like what the purpose is of Ori, like what it's been in our lives is that
Yeah.
it's really the healing power of dance. And so we want to that's what our mission is to, instill that in the community and the people that we come across and that anybody who walks through our doors, like we always share that, like that is our goal.
I saw that. I read that and I remember the first time I don't know if it was on your website or where it was or if it was on one of the posts, but I just got full body chills and was like, oh my gosh, I need to connect with you. And here we are because I think that is probably the one of maybe many common threads that we share passions is the medicine of dance, the medicine of movement and yeah,
Yeah.
and wow, it's just amazing that I was actually thinking one of the things I wish we had more time in California because I was like, I want to go visit your school. And uh,
Yeah.
and you know what else? I ended up taking some of Jade's some of her online stuff
Oh,
so
amazing.
and doing a couple of little private sessions with her. So just getting to know her as well. And
Oh,
it just makes me realize how special it was to just come to that workshop. It was almost
I
exact.
know.
Oh my gosh, it was almost exactly a year ago.
Was it? Oh
Yeah,
my,
it was October.
oh my gosh. This whole
Oh
year went so fast. I can't believe it's October.
my God.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And just yeah, just meeting you and Jade and I haven't had any contact with Tahani, but she's just always just this beautiful, inspiring like icon of dance as all three of you are. So
Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah,
oh,
it was such a blessing to just meet you that day. I don't know, there was just something. And then after learning, like, meeting you, because you just have such beautiful energy, I feel like you just draw people in. And then watching you dance too, like I know
aw.
that your main focus was like hula and like your background was more hula, but like the way that you express through Ori, like it was really captivating. So
Oh my
like,
God, thank you.
yeah, even if you felt like you didn't, like you just looked so comfortable to me.
It's almost hard to take in, but I'm receiving it, and you have no idea how much that means, like to hear that and how beautiful it is. So thank you so much. Like I feel honored to hear that from you. Um, yeah, because I've seen your dances, not live yet, but I've seen the videos and mesmerizing. You are mesmerizing, and I feel like I feel your soul in your dance, and maybe that's something that we both yeah, I feel your heart and I feel the depth of yeah, of your care. And I'm so curious like about your dance journey. Like, so how old were you when you started dancing? Were you born and raised in California and then
Yeah, I've been a lot of places. I mean, so I started dancing when I was 13, and I started with a group actually out in the Bay Area,
okay,
and they're still running. However, they're a much smaller school, and there was a little bit of a not a little bit, but there was a falling out, I would say, because Charity, who's my cousin, and we run the dance school together. We both used to dance for that director. But
how
I
many
moved.
were you there before the how many years before the falling out?
Like a long time, but
Okay.
I was there on and off because I started with them when I was 13, and then when I, went off to college, then I moved away. And then I would still like dance with them when I would come back home, but then down in Southern California, I'm not sure if you're familiar with some of the other schools down there, but I used to dance for Hitia Otera. So with the Tecurio family, they've yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I've started following different schools, so I'm learning. But
Yeah.
that San Diego, is that one of the girls? Is it Leonie or Leo? No, is it like what is her name? I feel like
Leilani?
Is it Leolani? Is
Yeah.
that her school?
Leilani. No, no, no,
It's
not her
another one.
school. She
Okay.
does have her own school. She has Te Ahonui is her school.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, but she's from Nonocina. I'm sure maybe you've heard of Nonocina before. They're also in Southern California.
Okay. And did you go to UCSD or where did you
No, I went to Cal State Long Beach.
Cal State Long Beach? That's down
Yeah.
by LA, is that?
Yeah. It's
Ah,
like it's close. It's like in between like Orange County, Los Angeles County, but yeah, it's down in Long. It's like closer, more southern than like LA County.
okay, okay, yeah. And then, yeah, my husband, he was born and raised in California, San Francisco,
Okay.
so he definitely knows all these places. I'm gonna take you for a little walk and I'll
Yeah.
introduce
Oh my
you as
God, I
well.
can't wait to see you.
Yeah.
I see like the videos and pictures. I'm just like, oh, I miss Bali so, so much. And yeah, I'll get to that
Yeah.
journey because I ended up in Bali for a little bit. I've been there twice already. But yeah, so after I left, I went to college, danced with Hitio Otera, and then when I left LA, around like 7.5 years later, because I decided to move back to the Bay Area because I just felt like, oh, there's really not much like job opportunities for me in LA. I was still trying to figure out like what I wanted to do.
What did you study?
I studied business economics.
Okay.
Yeah, but I ended up working in hospitality after I had graduated from university. And then when I decided to move back home, I went into tech because one of my friends worked for Yelp. And then she was like, oh, like they're hiring, we're expanding, it's getting really big. And then so I got a job at Yelp and then ended up back in the Bay
Nice.
Area, which was great.
Oh,
Uh,
awesome. I mean, yeah, Bay Area tech. Yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, so that was my transition from like hospitality over into um, the tech industry, which was great. Again, I learned so much. I worked in sales, and I did really, really well. It was mostly because I'm not really like a pushy salesperson. I'm just like a really do you need the product? Great. If not, that's okay.
Yeah,
I'm just not like pushy at all, but it worked. Like it worked.
I love
And
that.
so yeah, because that was the one thing that I found really uncomfortable about sales. I was like, oh, I don't like pushing people to like give me money. I don't like asking for money. Like, who likes asking for money?
Wow, that's so interesting. So yeah, my husband was in sales tech as well. That was his career before
Oh,
coming to Bali.
oh my God.
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh.
then what after that?
So then I ended up staying in San Francisco for a bit. I mean, which was easy because it was home for me. So I moved back in with my mom at the time when she was living there, and then I I gifted myself like a trip for my birthday, and that trip was to volunteer with Habitat for Humanity in Cambodia.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I remember you writing about that. I was like, wow, amazing.
Yeah, so that for me was like a life-changing experience because I mean, number one, I didn't know anything about Cambodia.
Yeah,
And like just being able to like give back and then like experience how they lived and learn more about their culture, learn about like the whole like in the 70s and when the Pol Pot regime and everything, all of that went down. I had no idea. It's not something that you typically learn about like in school, like not so much. And so I just felt like such a deep rooted connection to the people there and just had so much empathy and wanted to learn more about them.
wow.
Um,
What is your ethnic background? You look like you have some Asian and Polynesian, and I'm like, you know.
I'm Filipino, actually.
No way, that's my husband.
Oh,
Like, you need
he's Filipino.
yes. And he
Okay, well,
also, when I first met him, I was like, what are you? You look like you have.
oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear your story. I mean, yeah, I'm so
Yeah,
curious about, again, like how you ended up there and your journey and everything like that.
of course. Yeah, yeah. But
Um,
please, like, yeah, continue with yours. And then,
um,
And
Let
then
me see.
we can dance inside the conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, so then that was a life-changing experience. Then I met, so one of my sister's best friends at the time was living in Melbourne, Australia, and she was like, "Oh, you can like live, you can move to Australia, you can get a working holiday visa. That, United States has this agreement with Australia where you can apply as long as you're under the age of 30." At the time, I think I was like 27 or so.
Cool.
Um,
How
yeah.
long were
So
you in Cambodia?
I only did so that building program was like 10 days. It was quite short.
It
Yeah.
doesn't, that's all it needs to be to like, touch your soul for the rest of your life, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So we built two homes for two families who were impacted by HIV. And yeah, I met so many great people. It was actually in a global village build. And so they brought people from Australia, there were people from Korea, and we all just came together and like built two homes together in a span of 10 days, which was,
God,
yeah, beautiful.
amazing, amazing, amazing. So then you went and
Then
do this thing in Australia.
Yeah, so then I heard about the opportunity in Australia, but at the same time I was like so obsessed with Cambodia and like its history, and I kept learning more about like some of the issues that they were facing with like human trafficking, which is like a huge, huge thing. And then I read about this woman, her name was Somali Mom. She wrote this book called The Road of Lost Innocence, which basically talked about like, her being in these brothels and, going through that experience of like sexual slavery. And then she eventually escaped that life. And now she, runs these centers within Southeast Asia, and helps, rescue these girls from brothels and things like that. And like, and so I was really moved by that. And so I started doing some like research, and then I came across an organization that was actually based in Australia. And so I feel like the two just met, and I was like, okay, this is such a coincidence that I'm coming across this organization. And so I actually emailed them and spoke to the volunteer coordinator that was based in Melbourne. She's like, if you ever come here, like, please contact me right away. Like, I'll talk to you about like the opportunities there are to volunteer and help us raise funds and, meet Somali. And like, she's coming here for, and then you can experience like, like the work that she does in Cambodia. And so I got the visa. I had 1 year to leave, the United States, and I was like, it just makes sense for me to do this. So then that's when I left the States and then moved to Australia, and then I got to work as a volunteer with them. But then at the same time, because United States and Australia have that agreement, then I was able to also like, work a normal job, like stay in the country for up to a year, which was great.
I never knew that. That's amazing. Wow, that's really cool. I have to keep that in mind for our son because Australia is so close and he's a US citizen. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
we did that
So
for a year.
I did that actually ended up there for 2 years because Yelp at the time was also expanding in Australia, which was again perfect timing. And they were like, if we're willing to sponsor you, would you stay and like start selling Yelp out here in Australia? And I was like, yes, of course, because I was doing that in the United States and I know how to I know how to sell Yelp.
What an amazing blessing and opportunity. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. So everything I just felt like aligned, you
Yeah.
know? So I ended up staying for 2 years, but then once my visa expired, then I had to go back home. But before I went back home, I decided to, travel throughout Southeast Asia. And then Bali was actually my first stop. Yeah, to like on
Wow.
my way back home. And so I think I stayed there for about 2 weeks, and I stayed with a lovely family. Um, they were in, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of where they were. Ubud? They were in Ubud.
Yeah, that's where we are.
Oh, is that where you are?
Hey,
Oh,
we're just southeast. No, but it's actually technically Badulu, but it's 7 minute scooter ride is Ubud.
okay.
Like 10 minute
Amazing.
scooter ride, no traffic is the yoga barn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so basically Ubud. Yeah.
Yeah.
So wow. And that is, I mean, I feel like Ubud is, it's a really, I can't believe how many people come to Bali and they miss it. You know, they go to Kuta, Seminyak, Canggu, and yeah, Ubud is very special. So that's yeah. So did you spend you spent most of your time there with the family? And if you stay with the family, it's like you
Yeah.
really
And they were just so kind and so generous. Like they would cook me meals and then, just they plan. I mean, I didn't come with like a big itinerary or anything, and so they just took me around. I went to the rice terraces. They took me to some other what is the one where you go and you like cleanse yourself?
the Melapot, the water temple.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
water temple. Yeah, they took that.
Yeah, so the melukat is the water blessing, right, with the priest or with the monk who, and then of course there's water temples everywhere. So they
Yeah,
took to one of those beautiful. That's so
yeah,
special, right? Yeah, it's
yeah,
so special.
yeah. And then
Oh,
I spent time with like some of they had like kids in their village. They lived in like the wood carvers village, is like that's the area. Like, do they still have those like areas where it's like wood carvers and like they have the
oh my
silver?
gosh. That's where we landed. The wood carving village. It's called Mas. Is that right? Is that what you remember? Mas?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mas is just south of Ubud.
Oh,
It's like in
okay.
southern Ubud. It's
Uh,
considered Ubud, but it's Mas, and this is like the wood carving area. Where,
oh.
yeah, tell me, okay. Oh my gosh, it'd be crazy if it's like we were probably like, what year was this?
This was 2014 was when I first ended up in
Okay,
Bali. Yeah.
okay, yeah, we didn't make it here till 2018. Okay, but
Okay,
still, yeah.
I went back in 2016, but yeah, 2014 was the first time that I arrived there.
We were here in a really special time too, before it got as busy as it's gotten so busy. I'm sure that
Really?
you've heard. I don't know if you've heard how busy it's gotten since I
Oh,
think 20, like it was busy when we got here, but not as busy as it is now.
yeah.
And then the shutdown, and then it was, you know, like just a dream come true because we have yeah, that was the most amazing couple of years of our lives, I think. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, when everything's closed and nobody could come in. Um,
Oh,
like,
wow. Yeah.
can you imagine? And everybody that we know that have been here like, 15, 20, 30 years, they would tell us like this is the old Bali. It's like we get to have the old Bali back.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, so you're in the wood carving village and then
So I stayed out there, but then I moved to different spots too. But I at the end of my trip there, I went back to Ubud because I wanted to say bye to the family, and spend some time with them. And we did even like a little like cultural exchange because they're the girls in their village. They did the dancing, and so I danced for them, and then they danced for me. It was so sweet.
oh my gosh. Oh, how sweet. How sweet. Did you
Yeah.
try it? Did you try some of the Balinese dance?
Oh my gosh, I can't
So
do like
different, right? I
the
know.
eyes. It's
I
like
bet.
all so expressive. Do you do classes or
I'm,
have you taken?
I'm still learning. I haven't like I
I'm
have
sure
my
you would pick
teacher,
it
but
up really fast.
it's hard though. It doesn't come, it's not like Polynesian dance. I
Yeah.
can't, yeah, or at least for me, for them, Polynesian dance, I'm sure is like much
Oh,
harder.
yeah.
But oh, that's so
I
sweet.
know. It was so sweet. Yeah, I loved it. And then yeah, I went back and visited the family 2 years after that.
In
And then
2016.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, wow. And then you
yeah.
were here for like another couple of weeks or something.
Another couple weeks.
When you came back again.
Oh, when I came back, I think I was there for about maybe a week and a half. Yeah, when I
Okay,
came back. Yeah.
short, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
sure. I
you've been
know.
so ever since you've been feeling the call to not just
I
come back, but feels like to even reconnect with that humanitarian work.
Yeah, I have. I don't know. I've just always felt something really special about Bali. Like just honestly, it's where I did a lot of healing for myself because before I left Australia, I actually got out of a relationship that as a relationship had ended. And so I think I was in a really like vulnerable state. And I think I just released so much there. But it was like the place where I could really do that, like
Yeah.
getting up at 4 in the morning and just going and meditating, and I would help the family even like put together the offerings, and like see what that ritual was like. And it was just so beautiful. I think it was just such a perfect place to just be present, especially when your mind is sort of in this like, I don't know, sadness and turmoil and like there's just so many things. But
Did you know that Ubud, actually the meaning of Ubud, it means medicine.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's so perfect.
it is.
Makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a really good friend who he was living in Jakarta at the time. He's actually from Jakarta, but I met him in Australia and then he eventually moved back to Indonesia and now he lives in Bali. But yeah, we've always talked about kind of like collaborating on something together, which never came to fruition because again, I feel like every time I've come back to the States, you kind of get back into like your routine and you go grind and all these things. But I don't know. I just feel like
Mm.
again, like
Yeah.
I feel like there is more, like more outside of that. And just there's something that, I mean, I love my school, though that's the one thing that I'm like, oh, because I have that, that's one thing that's like keeping me here. But when I
Yeah.
truly like listen to like my true like intuition about like where I see myself or like what I want, I
Mm.
don't know. Like Bali, I feel like has always kind of been a place. But
Yeah,
again,
makes sense. It really, yeah, totally makes sense. Are you still working in tech at Yelp or?
no, not at Yelp, but I am working in tech. So I'm a project manager now for like a HR software company, but it's not it's not really great. It's like this that's also what's been sort of contributing to like I don't know, there's like a lot of feeling of like heaviness and kind of reevaluating like where I'm at right now. Because it's not a very healthy place and yeah, I feel kind of like a loss of connection with myself like lately. Um,
Mm.
yeah, with that. But
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. I get that. I totally, I get that. Yeah. That's a hard, that's a hard place to be. So I
yeah,
send you love around that, actually.
well, thank you. Yeah, I'm just in this phase right now where I'm trying to figure things out, I think, and um, again, just kind of realizing what's most important in life. It's like, I feel like there were moments where I I knew, and then you kind of go back into this, hamster wheel sort of thing that's going on. But again, I'm so grateful for everything that I have because especially at my job, like they've laid off so many people and I was like lucky to survive the layoffs and all of that. And I do still have a job, so it's great. But I think,
Yeah.
deep down, I think about what's my purpose in life or what like is, what's
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something, yeah, there's that part of your soul that knows, right? And you're feeling the call. And, when we feel that little ache or that sadness of like, okay, I'm here, right? It's beautiful practice to be grateful for what we have all the time. But it's so important to keep listening to that
Right.
and to
That's true.
keep trusting and taking those little steps that, okay, the next step, it will be revealed. It will show up. I don't need to force it, and
Mm.
here now in this conversation. And thank you for sharing all of that with me. You're such
Um,
a beautiful soul, and inside and out. And
oh,
yeah, I
thank
really,
you.
I really feel you. Yeah. Uh,
Oh, thank you for listening and
yeah,
allowing
no,
me to
my
share.
honor, my pleasure. Yeah. I mean, I mean, that's kind of, I can relate because, that's how I felt when I was basically when I was in the medical in the biomedical in biomedical research,
Mm,
because it's kind of corporate, and yeah,
yeah,
it was amazing in so many ways,
sure.
but it was like there was just always this nagging this part of my soul that was just like, no, like there's something more.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't know. And again, maybe it's my own like upbringing or things that I've experienced in my past, but sometimes I like when I think that I'm like, oh, am I not I'm like looking for too much or I'm asking for too much, like it's I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like a kind of like an oddball, like thinking like, oh, I'm kind of reaching, like I should just be grateful like for what I have. Am I just reaching for something like ridiculous?
Oh, that's such a dangerous trap. The shoulding all,
Yeah.
yeah, right? Like, oh, I shouldn't ask for more.
Mm, right.
But I think there's a way to hold both,
That's true.
you know?
Yeah.
To it's I my opinion, my perspective is that we are here not just in service to others, but we are in service to our own souls.
Mm.
And so to deny a part of your soul is not healthy.
Yes.
Right? Breath.
Oh, oh,
So,
you're just saying everything that I feel that I've been feeling.
well, because you know it's true, right? We all know it's true, but it's sometimes we live in this world, not sometimes, we do live in a world that normalizes or dismisses this truth.
Mm,
Maybe because it's too hard, maybe because too many people don't have that like training and they just feel uncomfortable talking about deeper things, or there's all different kinds of reasons, right?
right.
um but
True.
it's one of my favorite topics on the planet, and it's why I stepped into the path of the work that I'm in now. It's all
Yeah.
about honoring that part of your soul,
Uh,
because I've seen way too many people. I mean, there are people who have lost their lives, who who end up with physical illness,
mm,
who end up with mental illness, and then it doesn't have to be that like that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like that.
that's
And
true.
when you gosh, when you listen to your soul and you honor that, at the same time being grateful, right? Being of service, that's when you can bring your your fullest and your best, right?
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you mind sharing like your story? I definitely would love to
Yeah,
learn
yeah,
where
yeah.
your journey came to be, especially, like you said, you sort of worked in that corporate field and everything like that. What brought you to Bali and like how did you even start this journey that you're on right now, which again seems so amazing. Like I love following kind of that program that you run and seeing just everyone, kind of go through that experience and
Uh,
everything
the
that you're like the
charismatic.
work that you're
Yeah.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for asking. Of course, I love to share, and I'm just like, I'm gonna try to ask me any questions if I skip over anything. But
No, that's fine.
we ended up. How did we end up in Bali? Okay, it's funny. My husband and I last night, after Sakai went to sleep, we kind of went through something really hard this past week, and so we've just been in also in just like this vulnerable but tender place, and we just had this moment of like looking around like this is so beautiful, just like we built this. We did this, like, and how many people have
Wow.
we've watched come and come and go. And it's really interesting, and sometimes it's really sad. And you know, we were just kind of, but also I think we're kind of in this place of like it hasn't been easy. Like,
Right.
and if sometimes I'm like, I hope I'm not giving off to, you know, this image that, oh, we've created this dream life, you know, that and it's been easy, because it's definitely not. You know, would we trade it for anything? No. We're very, very, yeah, this is one thing we have no regrets about. Um,
Mm.
I think basically we were trying to, let's see, we came together when in 2010. We've been together 15 years. And Sakai was born in 2015. And you know, when you have a child, it's like, you know, major life changes. And it was interesting to watch us, because we were both like very out of the box kind of people. But then it was like this child came into our lives, and I felt this like, we need a stable home. We need the white picket fence. I want the, you know, I just want stability, and all
Yeah.
that like kicked in big time.
Mm.
And it was really interesting. There were a couple of like key moments that were just like, whoa, okay, no, we can't, we need to change. One of those was we were living in Denver, Colorado at the time. And I remember taking, you know, going on one of my walks with our child. He was probably like 7 months old or something like that, in the stroller.
Mhm.
And when we came back home, our block was like, there was police, firemen, you know, yellow tape. And I was
Oh.
like, what's going on here? And we didn't live in a bad neighborhood. But you know, the neighbor was like, well, that guy over there, he pulled out a gun and threatened to shoot that guy over there. Nobody got shot. But I was like, we can't, no, I can't, I can't be here. So then we moved up to Boulder. Yeah, it was just, I could deal with like all, you know, the gun stuff. And I don't know why Denver is pretty bad, I feel like, with the shootings. There's school shootings, there's a lot of violence. I was muted. We're
Oh
back.
no, you're okay.
Oh,
Yeah, no worries.
just realized, I think, is it on? I was just thinking maybe I don't know why I don't see my VPN, because I turned my VPN on, and I just want to make sure that it's off. Oh, it is on. So I'm going to, ah, that's okay. Disconnect. All right. Okay, that's probably going to make a big difference, hopefully. And then, okay.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Hang on one more second. I'm just going to go
Oh,
to this Naya Plus. All right. Come on, internet. Okay. Come on, come on. Let's see. Let's see. Come on. Okay. Am I clear? I think yeah. Okay, we're reconnected. All right.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
Come on, thank
Yeah.
God, please. Oh. Okay, so so we moved up to Boulder, Colorado, into an even safer neighborhood kind of thing. Um,
Okay.
and I don't know, we were kind of just like doing the like American dream kind of thing.
Sure.
And also just kind of just felt like there was just, my husband and I both love to travel. And
Mm.
that was one of our dreams, is just we always imagined us traveling around the world with our babies in tow and just,
Oh.
I mean, and that's not what we were doing. We were just, I could
Yeah.
see we were creating a life that wasn't that. Um, and and then, I mean, there's a lot of interesting things that happened right before we came to Bali. Long story short, I'm clear, and for the most part, Nova agrees with me. I mean, spirit. How did we end up here?
Mhm.
It was full on spirit. Um,
Mm.
yeah, and it was full on surrender. It was full on trust. It was like spirit was like, no, you're not going to stay here. Basically, um, started closing doors for my husband in the tech industry. Like, so
Mm.
things just started to our like weird things, like both of our cars broke down. One of them we couldn't even repair. Like, it was like, then there was this big breakdown at Sakai's school. It was almost like just from every direction. Like, it was just
Right.
like, okay, what's
Yeah.
happening? What is going on? We have an amazing Vedic astrologer that we've been working with ever since we met. And she's amazing. So we were like, we need to do a session with her. And
Okay.
she was looking at Nova's chart and our charts together. And she was like, Nova, stop trying to get back into the corporate tech stuff right now.
Mm.
With your chart and with where Jinju's chart is right now, she was like, you need to take your skills and help your wife's
Mhm.
business, and
Mm.
it's going to succeed. Like, that is what, if you guys do that right now, it's going to work. It's going to work out. And we were just like, I was like, what? It was hard to like lean into that because all of my coaching work up until that time was just like bonus income, and we were relying on the corporate paychecks for, you know,
Yeah.
and so it was interesting. Like, I definitely, we were starting a school and starting some programs, and but in order to do that, we knew that we needed to maybe go somewhere. Like, we needed to get out of, I mean, I think our overhead was like, I think our bills were like 9 or $10,000 a month, with
Oh my
childcare and with, that's crazy. It's crazy.
gosh.
And then we were kind of in this rock bottom moment, both of us, like literally, like on the floor, on the carpeted floor in one of the rooms. Like, I was crying, he was holding me, and it
Mm.
felt like it just felt like we were losing everything.
Right.
It was just like, it was really scary. And then there was just a spark. We're like, what if we just do something really crazy?
Oh my. But like scary. I mean, sure you were terrified. Like just
Right. Yeah, I was
terrified.
like, what if we take the savings that we have and
Hmm.
move to another country?
What?
Like, just, yeah, I have chills right now. And it was like, in that moment, that it was like, all of a sudden there was a spark for both
Yeah.
of us. And we were just like, can we do
Hmm.
that? Can we really do that?
Right.
And
So what year was this now?
this
This
was
was
2017,
okay.
and it was like October-ish, actually.
Wow.
And we narrowed it down to, we did all this research. We looked at Costa Rica, and we looked at Bali, of course, and Thailand. So we narrowed it down to those three.
Okay.
And then
Have you been to any of those like places already? You have like been there.
I had been to Costa Rica and Bali, and he had been to all three, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
he'd been to all three. But yeah, but Bali, we both had been to, not together. And
Hmm.
it didn't take long, actually, just like I think we were entertaining the three for like a couple of days, and then as we talked about Bali, what I remembered from, I think it was 20, let's see, I came to Bali for the first time in 2011. I think it was 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, 2011. And one of the things, like I experienced so many of the same things that you described, right? And it was Ubud that also where I landed. And what really struck me was how they treated the children.
Mm.
And then I learned when, during that time as well that they perceive children as deities, actually. Like they're like gods and goddesses, and just there's just a sweetness also the culture. So, when I tapped into that, Nova also, he remembered that. I was like, can you imagine our child being raised in a culture like that?
Wow.
And it was so peaceful. Like even to this day, like even though it's getting busy, it's still beyond. I don't think anyone can imagine someone pulling out a gun and
Mm.
going insane and shooting people here. That's just not. That's just beyond. It doesn't. That's not a possibility. I mean, there was that bombing, like, what, 15, 20 years ago, but it.
Oh, right.
Other than that, those things just don't happen here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was it. That was the bit. That was like that was it for us. We're like, you know what? Let's do it for our child.
Mm. Oh, I
Yeah.
love.
So I remember we had this is also funny. We're like, okay. So then things start now, how like it's all of a sudden things just started opening, of course. And
Yes.
it was like, and things just started flowing, and it was like, okay, wow, we're really doing this. But we were locked into, we had a 1 year lease in our place in Boulder,
Mm.
and it was a very expensive lease. And our landlord, this was very interesting. We were like, okay, well, we weren't bold, we weren't like brave enough to just cut all ties and just move in one shot. Of course, we were like, let's be logical. Let's
Yeah.
plan to go for 3 months.
Mm. Okay.
And then let's see how it works, because if it doesn't, we'll come back, right? So our plan was to just go for 3 months. So we got subletters and all that. And then we left in January of 2018, arrived in Bali. And
Mm.
and then I think 2 weeks after we got here, our subletters, the husband, the guy, he worked in tech too. He worked for Google, and he all of a sudden was laid off.
Oh my gosh.
And he was like, I'm really sorry, you guys, but I just got laid off and we aren't going to be able to stay. And so they
Mm.
basically broke their lease. And
Yeah.
so we're like, okay. So then we're like, okay, we need to find somebody else. We reached out to our landlord, and he was like, you know what? No, I don't want anyone else. This is you guys, either you guys have to pay this
Mm.
or we break the lease, or I can't even remember some of those details. But
Yeah.
long story short, it was like a math problem, and it was
Yeah.
actually cheaper to fly back
Uh-huh.
and move out and sell everything than it
Yeah.
would be to keep the lease. And
Right.
it just basically, Spirit was like, no, you're burning the bridges.
Yeah.
So we flew all the way back. Like, so we got here in January, went back in February, moved everything, sold everything.
Oh my gosh. How long did it take? I mean, like quick, you just
Took about 6 weeks, I think,
okay.
maybe
Okay.
5 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and we had, yeah, it was intense. It was a lot. Put a lot of stuff in storage, and then we came back to Bali, and that was it. And then, yeah, it was a crazy time because we're questioning our sanity.
Because I'm sure everyone else was questioning it too. Like,
Absolutely.
are you really doing this?
Um, and
Okay.
but it was just following the signs. And it was
Yeah.
like every day we would pray and just like, is this where we're meant to be? Is this where we're meant to be? And it just signs just kept showing up. Like okay, yes, this is where you're meant to be. This is where you're meant to be. I launched my first coaching program. It was a 9 month women's coaching program, and it
Yeah.
filled. And
Wow.
we didn't even market it. Like it just filled. Like it was like so the astrologer was like okay, thank you,
Wow.
Dr. Katie, you were right. So that happened. Like it just all the support just kept coming in.
Right.
And I remember one night when I was really like questioning
Mm.
because and this was significant because since then, before that moment, I had never seen a shooting star. And since that moment, I actually have never seen a shooting star here. And we had one night it was raining and Nova had slipped on some of the stairs and he kind of sliced his heel. And he had Sakai in his arms. Thank God, like nothing that bad happened. But I was just like, it was just, it was like made me feel even more vulnerable. And I just remember looking up at the sky and I was like, Spirit, I'm scared. I need a sign. I need a sign. Are we really meant to be here? And I saw the
Mm.
biggest shooting star go across the sky. And I was like, oh my God, did that just really happen? So just kept anchoring into that. And then the land, I think probably the next thing that happened was this land, it started calling us. And I started having visions of, yeah, building a retreat sanctuary. And at that time I was envisioning we started and we started um, something called the Saraswati Seva project to help and support women to support Balinese women because we landed in that's why it's so special when you said you were able to live with a family.
Mhm.
um, the first let's see 2018 we actually had our own villa. I got invited to go on tour teaching with Wanderlust in 2019.
Oh,
So
I've
we
been to that.
love that. And it ended up being the last year because the next year shut down and they stopped the tour. But wow, that was like such a dream come true. So we came back to the States and did, the 4 month tour. And then when we came back, we moved in with a family, a Balinese family. And
Aw.
hey, let me introduce you real quick.
I was just gonna use the bathroom.
Huh? No worries. Just you can just say hello.
Oh,
This is Nova. Oh, sorry. This is
hello, how's
Krystle.
it?
Hi,
Hello,
Krystle.
hi.
Nice to meet you.
You're Filipino too, yeah? Filipina, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Of course. That's cool. Were you born in PI or in the States?
I was born in the Bay Area
Oh,
in
where?
Walnut Creek, actually.
Okay.
Oh,
I was born in the city. So
that's
Oh,
where
you're a city.
yeah,
You're
yeah, up until high school. Yeah, so all San Francisco for sure.
nice. Well, I
So
lived in Daly City for like a little bit, so a little bit closer to you.
Daly
But
City, of course. Yeah.
you know,
that's south, but
It's
that's
the
like
next city after,
yeah.
yeah. It goes San Francisco, Daly City, South San Francisco.
is that where Manuia is? Ladies?
Daly City, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so where we danced is in Manuia. It's right off of like right off the 280 near like where I want to say like on the like east side of the 280.
Okay.
Right in Daly. So there's a gym there and it's right around the corner from the gym. So it was super close for us because my mom, I grew up in the outer sunset for the most part. So it was easy for us to go to Manuia. It was like super easy.
Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that was such a blessing.
So
Oh.
Bali, huh? You like Bali, yeah?
I love Bali. Yeah, it's just, I mean, again, when I met Chinju, like it was just, I felt like, oh my gosh, like I thought about Bali so many times, and like there was one point in my life, I think it was maybe after the first trip, but then I went back again,
Mhm.
that I started like coming up with a business plan. I was like, I'm gonna live here. But then I got back into the grind of like Bay Area and then like
Yeah.
getting into tech and then getting sucked into the
Who do
which
you
again,
work for? Who do you work? What's your HR company?
Paycom, have you heard
Paycom.
of
Yeah, I've heard of them. I was in tech for 15 years, so I'm
okay.
familiar. I'm familiar with tech.
What industry were you in? Like what
I
part of
was
the
in. I mean, I was selling into like
Yeah, he
like
was in
all the, I
sales.
was in sales. So I was like enterprise rep. So I
And
sold in the Bay Area, but a lot in the East Coast, but also in the Midwest. So I
Okay.
sold the whole US.
Oh,
So
wow.
so my suggestion to you, because I think I heard a little bit, but yeah, corporate's a total grind, right? And so what's great about it is because there are times when I miss tech. In fact, I was just talking to my cousin, and she's been at Salesforce for 14 years, and she works in the UK office, so she owns a relationship. She's in partnerships, so she owns a relationship with AWS and Salesforce for the UK. So she's up there. And so, I've been out of the tech game for 7 years, and that's kind of like a lifetime. And I was actually thinking about going back into tech, but I was doing like a total gut check, and I did it with AI. And so it was like the best you're going to do is if you go back to US, you're going to be like a sales development rep again, and your manager is going to be half your age. And so I was just like, yeah, I probably, because sometimes it's like, I mean, tech money was really good money. I mean, the most money I ever made was in tech. So if you want to make a move, my suggestion is to make as much money as you can in tech, because once you get here, the runway is longer because the dollar goes long.
yeah.
But don't expect to get work here because immigration's an issue. Um, you don't want to make money off the people living here because you won't make enough. The only way to really make it happen is, which is what we did accidentally. We didn't even know the word was around, but now they call it geographical arbitrage is what they call it, which means you live in a cheap place, but you make premium money, right? And so that's what we did. And we didn't know it was called that, but that's what it's called now.
So all of our clients are
Or in the
students
US.
or in Europe or
Yeah.
Australia. But
Yeah, you don't want to make money off anyone here because you're gonna have to start your pricing will get compressed to Bali standards, and it's not high.
yeah.
See what I'm saying? So yeah, so if you want to, like, if your goal is, I want to open up which would be great for Jinju, to have a Tahitian dancing. I mean, because there's nothing here. There
I
is
know.
nothing here right now.
I really think I might be the only Polynesian dancer, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
at some
true.
point I'm gonna do a post and challenge it, and I hope
I
somebody.
mean, there's some
I
in
hope
Canggu
somebody. I
probably.
hope somebody comments and is like, no, 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 you're not the only one, so that I can make more Polynesian dancers
Because
here.
you'll see Jinji will give you a tour of our yoga. I mean, I mean, we do our Manuia classes here. So yeah, so
You still take classes virtually with them, right?
yeah, you do or we do.
Oh, you do,
Yeah,
yeah.
we do. Yeah, we still pay whatever it is a month and just do.
Yeah. We're staying connected.
Yeah, I really wish we were, because we did the showcase last year in November, and I wish we could have done it again. But yeah, but
Every year.
yeah, they do one around the first week of November. They do a showcase.
So her school, I just learned, it's only 4 years old.
Oh, really? Wow. Where is it?
And
in the East Bay?
Martinez.
Okay. Oh, so yours is the one like off Highway 4, like in Martinez. Yeah, all the way out there. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
And the name of the school actually means, Hotua, you said, actually means healing.
Healing,
wow.
strength, perseverance. Yeah.
Healing, perseverance. Yeah.
That's cool.
And it was like a COVID baby. And right now she's in Stockton, and they're doing their first group competition.
Oh, so like a mini Heva. Kind of, yeah. Okay. That's
So
cool.
exciting. So she started her school with her cousin. So
okay.
so they both run it. And I think, wow, what an achievement that is. It's like, like,
is it all girls right now? Yeah.
No, I
you have guys?
We have Dane. Yeah, they're actually we have 6 Dane that are in our in this presentation that we're doing on Saturday.
You're teaching? Are you teaching the boys?
We actually have we have a Dane that like we've been dancing with for a long time, and he's the teacher.
Okay.
His name's Zach, Zach Isaac. And so he actually competed at World Champ the last 2 years in Tahiti.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the Heva was.
I know.
Okay, let me just pay her real quick.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you. If I talk to you again, we have a delivery, so I have to go pay it. But
of course, no worries.
But maybe now's a good time to like This
Yeah,
is
the food.
so the things that that I do love. And you know what was good about amazing about going away for 5 months is right before we went away, Bali's an island and it's one like anywhere you live, right? You start to like take things for granted, right? And so some of the things that we missed, you got to see this, like this.
Damang gelap ya.
Om Swastiastu, Wiwi Cantik. Look at this. This is our her and her husband. They have an organic farm, and so we just text her the produce that we want.
Nota ya ada?
And so like I don't know if you can see all that.
No.
This is
Ini teman dia tinggal di Amerika. Tapi dia suka sekali.
Kayak orang
Dia
Bali ya.
Iya, bukan. Dia
Oh,
orang
she says you
Filipino.
look.
Filipin.
She says you look
Orang Filipin
Balinese.
pasti gini.
She says, of course you look Balinese because you're Filipino. Dia
Ya.
seperti saya
That
kan.
when I was
Bersama
there.
kami orang Filipina.
Oh,
Ya, tapi lahir di juga.
Ya.
Saya lahir di Amerika, dia juga lahir di Amerika.
oh,
Oh.
kayak orang Bali.
Ya, dia
Kayak sopa,
cinta.
kayak
She said you're like
Yeah.
orang
Dia
orang
cinta
means
Bali.
people,
Yeah.
and she said
How
you're
many
like
times
you're
have
like a
you-
Balinese person. She feels
Saya
you.
pikir
come in the
dua
Bali?
kali di sini.
Oh,
Sudah
udah 2 kali ya.
sudah di sini 2 kali ya.
That's so
Oh.
sweet. Oh,
Pintar
Oh.
bahasa Indonesia nih.
Ya,
This is a good
saya harus belajar di bahasa
Pintar
Bali
bahasa
juga.
Yeah, he's he's
Bisa
become.
bahasa Bali?
She said
Bukan,
pintar.
saya harus
He's
belajar
very
dulu.
smart in the
Belajar
language.
sama ibu
He's
Ayana.
fluent now
Ibu Ayana siapa?
in
Oh,
bahasa.
Oh ya, sedikit
I'm
sedikit
still
saya harus
working on
bicara
it,
mungkin ya.
Nanti
Sedikit-sedikit
makanya-
ya.
But yeah, so all of that, like
I
that's
know.
all that
Oh,
organic
ya.
produce, and I don't know. I think what are we paying? Like
Oh,
100 and
bukan. Di sini
itu
it's like 200K, which is right now it's like
Gini.
$14 or something like that. And like it's just so that I mean that part it's like I think the quality of life, right? You can it's refreshing to come back and just be able to because we spent a lot of money traveling this summer too. And to just come back. Yeah, but this is the Yogashala. It's kind of messy right now, but
Wait,
we
so do you guys live there? You live there? And
yeah. So I guess I kind of like let's see, where did we leave off? Oh, we moved in with the Balinese family.
yes.
We lived with them for 4 years. So that was really special. And then this land, it was the villa, that first villa that we landed in. It was our cleaner woman. Her name's Made. You know how everybody has like 4 different.
Oman and yeah. Oman.
And we just fell in love with her. And her daughter at the time was like 13 years old. And she was a Balinese dancer. And so I started taking lessons with her there. We just became really close to them. And that's also, oh my gosh, we became so close to them. They were sharing with us what real life is like for women.
Hmm.
And it broke my heart. I remember walking with her. We were walking and she just said kind of like under her breath, like, I don't even like, she was just like, wow, I hope in my next lifetime I'm born a man. And I was like,
What happened?
yeah, Kapan, like why do you say that? And she said, Jinju, in Bali, the man is king.
Yeah.
And you know, it's hard. It's hard for women. We have to do everything. And they do. They have to raise the children. They have to do the offerings. They have to clean the house. A lot of them have to earn money on top of that. And a lot of the men, they sit around drinking arak, playing pool, riding their scooter, just whatever. They just, they don't, a lot of the men are just like, the women are servants, basically. Not saying it's not true for every family.
Sure.
But it's true for many.
Okay.
And it's just accepted.
Right.
And that really broke my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can talk more about that later, but that's sort of what I was like, okay, Bali, clearly you want us here. Clearly we're not getting kicked out. And why? Why are we here? How can we give back?
Mm,
Like,
mhm.
because we're receiving so much, and so how can we give back? And yeah, and that was the Saraswati Seva project. Let's because the women just kept coming to us. It was just like, with Nova getting better with the language, the family that we lived with, both the mother and the daughter. God, we just saw that how much they struggled and suffered and were literally physically abused, and all of that is behind, and they still have the sweetest smiles,
Right.
right? It's like, yeah,
Yeah, that's it's interesting because that's kind of what I experienced too when I would meet the survivors of, sexual slavery. It's like there's so much life in them after and thinking about everything that they've been through, abuse and like physical and mental and emotional, like all of that, like this the person yeah, the strength that they have, the human spirit is such a
it really is.
powerful, you know.
It's, yeah, truly, truly. And the women are really, like, I feel like the divine channels through them so powerfully here. Um, that's a very interesting thing too. I've been connecting with a female Balinese priestess and learning a lot, and her story as well. Just wow, what she went through. Like her crown was taken away. She's very controversial because she's a woman and all this stuff. But anyway, that's like,
Wow.
that was kind of okay. So then Made and her daughter was teaching me Balinese dance. And I remember asking her, because she was like now 15, 16. And I was like, do you love to dance? And she said, I love it so much. And I was like, wow. So when you grow up or whatever, when you graduate from school, like, you know, if you could keep dancing, or I forget what I said. If I asked her, like, what would you want to do? Like, what would make you so happy? And she was like, I just want to keep dancing, something along those lines. And I just, in that moment, I just like had this vision of like opening up a school here in Bali. And I saw her teaching and at our school for foreigners and making, you know, 5 times as much money as she could possibly imagine doing other things. And I kind of made that promise to myself that I would make that happen for her. Like, um, so they became like family. And then this is their village. Now we live in their village. And they brought us, they're like, yeah, they started showing us some land. And
Mm.
when we came onto this land, it was like, it really spoke to us. We went through the whole negotiation thing. We walked away 3 times because we were like, we can't afford it. But it just kept coming back. The land just kept coming back. So we have a 25-year lease on this land. And
Wow.
yeah, and hopefully we can extend, but it's through that family. And when so we started building. So you'll see the first bungalow is down here now. I'm outside. So I don't know if you can see. So there's kind of our view. It's just there's a river. I don't know if you can hear it or see it, but there's a river in the ravine, and then there's this bungalow.
Okay.
So that was the first structure that we built.
Okay.
And we created like a stewardship program to kind of help fund some of this. And so we still have these stewards, and so they have like a month out of the year that they can come and stay. So that's their time in the bungalow. And then so we were building, and it was funny. 2023, it was our fourth year with that Balinese family, and we finished the bungalow, the first bungalow, and we were preparing. Our stewards were coming from Spain, and they came and stayed for like 3 months, and that was really beautiful. But and we started building the yogashala, and I just
Mhm.
got this intuition because, oh, you know what it was? It was Indonesia opened up its doors again. It was post COVID. And
Right.
what started happening was the Balinese lost a lot of income during COVID, which makes sense.
Right. Because of
So
the tourism.
they were desperate, needing to find different ways to make money. And there was kind of a trend going around, and there were a lot of Russians coming in. Yeah, it was complicated, but there were all these people were getting kicked out. Like so many people we knew that had been living with their Balinese families for years, 10 years, like had to move out because they wanted to make more money off of
Mhm.
like, a Russian or something like that. And I was like, I don't think that would ever happen to us, but maybe we should build a loft in the yogashala just in case. So then what happened was, yeah, that summer, yeah, the family was like, we're so sorry, but we need to take the area that we were living in.
Mhm.
Also, the son was getting married and the wife was going to move in. So there was just a lot of change going on. They needed the space, and they probably wanted to make more money and whatever. Anyway, we needed to move. And so 2023, we were like, it was like perfect timing. We moved onto the land and just moved into the yogashala. Uh,
Okay.
and then just kept the Halenaya as an Airbnb. So we turned it into an Airbnb, so it's a rental
Oh,
that, of course, we get to enjoy when nobody's renting it.
yeah.
And then we started building Hale Lola
Oh.
for Lola, of course, because she was gonna come out, she loved Bali. She came here, so she was like the one family member who came here. She came here like 4 or 5 times. She stayed with us in Bali. She loved Bali.
But she was living in San Francisco?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she would
Gotcha.
just come to visit. But she loved her grandson. And okay. Oh, so yeah, so you can kind of get a different view here. So this is sort of
Oh,
there's like a
beautiful.
spiral staircase. There's a bed upstairs in the loft, and it's weird because there's no proper kitchen, so we're technically glamping. There's like there's just like a folding table and a stove, like so we're technically glamping, and we put up these bamboo fences for privacy. Um, and then yeah,
Beautiful.
oh,
But that's
and then we started building Halelola. So
wow. Gorgeous.
so she's not complete yet. We had to put everything on pause for our travels. That's one thing when you're building here, you have to watch everything that they're doing. Like, here, can you make this window and
Yeah.
make it a square, and then they'll make it a triangle, or like, okay. But yeah, I mean, we're still like literally like these are the stairs from some of the trees that we had to cut on the land, so we just reuse everything. And then this bungalow is so special because it's like where we used to when this land was just raw jungle. There was nothing.
Okay.
And I
Wow.
think like we do look back and we're like, if we knew how much work would we have still done it to build the infrastructure. But we used to sit on this part of the land and
Mhm.
just listen to the river, and we could feel there was just something about this spot that was like,
Mhm.
I still feel every time I come here, I still feel it. So this is Hale Naya, and there's made sure that there's a jacuzzi, and it kind of has like a treehouse feel to it. I didn't want to. We hate cutting down trees, so we
Yeah.
just like
Yeah. The same.
and there's let's see. Oh, it's locked. You can probably see it. Oh, tidak apa-apa. This is Wayan.
Oh,
Saya Taman. Yeah, this is Wayan. And so Wayan is like our family now, our staff and her husband. Yeah, so they're our team. And then we have a loft up there. And we built it also just, always keeping in mind worst case scenarios. Like, hey, if we ever were homeless, like what, had nowhere to go, just making sure that, yeah. And so now, we've at least
mhm.
we did that. And now we're building Halelola. We're gonna move into Halelola when she's done so that the yoga shala can be an actual yoga shala. And so we can start having classes and get back to the Saraswati Seva project. I want to get Abel, the girl who I told you about. I I want to keep my promise to her, so
Oh
that
my God.
she can come and keep dancing and teach people like me and you and anyone else,
Oh,
even
I would love that. I would love that.
and
How
yeah,
old is she now?
she is now. Oh my gosh, I mean, she's like 19 now. That was a
Okay.
long time ago. So
Yeah.
she has like a restaurant job now, right?
Yeah.
Hospitality.
Hmm.
And she's stable. She's good. But every
Good.
time I see her, I'm like, I I check in and I'm like, do you miss dancing?
Yeah.
And she does. And she was the lead dancer in her village.
Hmm.
And they start young, just like the Polynesian dancers. They start when they're like 2.
Wow.
So their peak in terms of their dance career is at
Mhm.
like, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Right.
And they're supposed to retire, at 18, which is crazy, right? I mean, the women will still do some of the dances, certain dances, mothers
Uh-huh.
do. But in general, like,
I thought I saw an article about like 100-year-old dancer. Who
yes,
you like, do you
um,
know who that is?
I saw
Bali.
I saw that and I was like, we gotta meet her.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Actually, Made's mother is 100 and how old is Made's mom? 100 and
She's probably 110 now.
she's probably 110.
Wow.
And guess what? She was a dancer.
Dancer.
She was one of the village dancers. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Um, but yeah, that's kind of I can't wait to invite you here in person. I can't wait to welcome you in
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it just takes me back, honestly. I just remember the feeling that I had just being there. And it just, I don't know, it just, you can't help but feel like just that peace and groundedness and stability and like clarity, I think. That's what I miss about Bali. It really did, like the presence and then the stillness, I think really helps you connect with yourself, and finding that when you are just, everything's so busy and go, 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 like you can actually hear your thoughts, hear your heart, like hear things that maybe you haven't had time to hear in a while.
Yeah, it's I remember coming the first time I came to Bali, um, on the level of because I studied neuroscience.
Mm,
So I remember feeling things, experiencing like my neural circuitry, like trying to like it couldn't even it just was so hard to grasp
mm,
how different of a reality it is. I think
right.
I've been here almost 8 years, so I'm just like again, like I get in these moments where I just like forget that it's so different, but it is. It's really, really different, and just their attention to detail and just like their dedication, I mean, to prayer.
Yeah,
I mean, it is like the devotion and
right.
the kindness and I mean, really, it is a very special place. Um,
Mm.
but all of our like expat friends that we have, like we all like kind of have this saying and we all agree like you have to leave. Like if you're here for like a year straight, it's like what do we have that saying? What is it? What is it?
Take vacation from vacation, man.
What is it? SFB? Stupid,
Oh, stupid fucking Bali shit.
stupid fucking Bali shit.
SFBS.
What does that mean?
Stupid fuck. It means the things that you don't realize until you've lived here for like at least a year or two. It means it's just like there's just it's absurd. What's an example? What's just one classic stupid fucking Bali shit example?
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you an example. This is an example because we experience this all the time. So when building our land, you'll tell them, okay, see this?
I already told her about the window example.
Yeah, you make the window into a square, and then they're like, his buddy goes, no, 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 no. Make it into a circle, it's better. And you come back and it's a circle. Stuff like that.
I feel like more the government stuff too. Like,
okay, I'll give you an example. We were just coming back. We were in line for immigration. And we're in this line where people with a resident visa can wait. It's quicker than the tourist visa. And unfortunately, the line next to us was all a line of flight attendants, right?
Okay.
And then for some reason, the guy that was serving the flight attendants left for his lunch. So now it's the guy, there's only one guy who was serving us, now has to serve all the flight attendants. There was 30 to 40 of them. And me and another family were waiting there for 20 minutes going, why don't you just take care of us first and before taking care of the flight? No, we have to take care of. So we're waiting 30 minutes for this 40 flight attendants to go.
And I think what was even funnier is there was another.
Yeah, there's another line that we can use.
That wasn't really doing anything, just sitting there.
And then we went over there and said, can you oh no, this is only for tourists with a handicap.
Oh.
So you wouldn't help us.
Oh my God.
So, or just like or just even traffic and driving and like how they just park the way that
people like okay, like in back in the States, you can't double park in a very crowded traffic area for good reason. You're going to cause the traffic, right? Not in Bali, because all the Bali is there's just two lanes, right? One going this way, going this way. So someone will just pull over to do an errand and we'll just block that side of the road without even thinking like, hey, I got to do my thing. And now there's a huge traffic jam because there's this one car for a guy like talking to his friend. And like stuff like
there's
no thought. There's no
regulation or enforcement. Yeah. Like there's no traffic tickets here. Like, no police to it's just organized chaos, right?
Yeah, so it's just
and then when you try to get things done with immigration and stuff like that, that's where I think it's probably the hardest.
Yeah, right? It's just stupid fucking Bali shit. That's why we say SFBS, because it's stupid fucking Bali. So
I mean, yeah, I think the price, I think if there's anything that that sometimes we're just like, do we still want to stay here? I think it gets into like the government.
The government stuff is the worst. The immigration stuff is
because like we've seen people just like get deported for no reason.
Yeah, or get bribed. Like we have an example of a friend of ours. Her good friend plays by all the rules. He has a scuba diving shop. He plays by the rules, pays all the taxes. But because he had an ex-girlfriend that the breakup went bad. She made a call to someone who knew someone in immigration, and they literally crawled up his ass trying to find something. And he was in meetings for an entire week, them quizzing him on everything. They found nothing wrong. And they said, well, listen, if you want to, we can do this next week, or you can just pay this.
What? So it's still very much, everything is like based on bribe, and the rules are changing constantly. And so like in order to survive, you have to have an agent. Like you don't
have to, but that makes it easier.
I can't imagine not having an agent, but then even then it's like you have to be able to trust your agent.
Your agent might F you over.
Right now there's some stuff going down in Ubud, like the
biggest agency that pretty much like if you're a yoga teacher,
every yoga barn teacher,
everyone goes to this person to do their immigration stuff.
And they were like almost like it almost felt like maybe there's like a mafia kind of realm. They're
Yep.
just they had their connections and
Yep.
you were protected
Yep.
and that sort of thing. And everyone felt very safe with that. And then they just had the government just changed over this last year, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's just this huge, it just, yeah, the Max Group just basically has been, they're like,
They're holding people's passports
there are people
Oh,
that are stuck here
that are stuck here.
and they can't get their passports.
And if your
and
visa
they're being
runs
charged,
out,
they're being charged a
$1
a
million
day,
rupiah a day if you stay over your visa ending,
which is like
$70
a day.
at least. Yeah. Just stay
Um,
here every day. And
and
some people have been here for like a year and they're not
and they're
getting their
just like
passports back.
there's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
Like
what? That's scary.
that kind of stuff.
That's the stuff. That's the reality here. That's the stuff you
That's-
don't see in the happy blogs, you know. But
Yeah, like
That's
that
reality
would never,
here.
that would not happen in the US. Although
No.
other shady things happen,
No.
you know.
yeah,
But yeah, so yeah, Bali is beautiful. It is,
there's a dark side for sure.
you
Yeah.
know.
So-
You know, we always ask ourselves, okay, you know, are we, because we can't fight against it, so we just kind of we accept it and we keep.
Try and keep people happy, people
Yeah,
paid,
I
you
think
know.
for me, I feel like karma is huge, especially
Mm.
here.
Yeah.
And like, you know, all we can do is keep our karma as clean as possible, you know, and I think that and like just don't disrespect any of
Yeah.
the locals.
Yeah. You really have to be very careful. Anyway. So
Anyway, yeah.
Bali's still great. It's just that this is the reality. Just like, you know, you have a corporate job, you get paid a lot, but you probably don't get the recognition and support that you really need. You know, like there's a give and take. So that's our give and take, I guess. So
But I feel like I mean, that's one thing that I learned through when I watched the dance performance, actually, because I always tie this back to dance. Whenever they told a story about it, they always acknowledged the dark and the light, like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
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 like with anything, I think in life, there is
Yeah.
always,
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Like the culture. It's beautiful. It really beautiful. I told her about the
Yeah.
dark side for the women, you know,
Yeah.
that exists,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but
yeah.
even with that, like it's just it's a beautiful culture. Like our staff, I mean, their hearts, I mean,
Mm.
like I love them. I
Yeah,
mean,
they're great. They're great.
yeah, I love them like family, and
That's
I
exactly how I felt about the family that I stayed with too, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he would just call me like, "Oh, you're my sister," you know. So
Yeah.
that
And then of course
openness.
the dark side of that is just you just never
You
know. So
also
we're
never
all
know.
also cautious.
we
Right,
learned
right.
the hard way
Yeah, we
that
learned the hard way.
they
Mm.
that's the thing. So if there's ever any kind of confrontation, even if they did something,
Mhm.
it's like this in their culture, it's better for them to disappear than to
To be in communication.
than to be in communication. Because if when they feel even a slight bit of shame,
They
Mhm.
just bail.
yeah.
Oh.
And so you can't communicate with them. That happened to a very close friend of ours.
Oh.
Same thing. So
And and we've learned that it is not that it's a cultural thing, you know. So we've
Yeah.
learned that, you know, our friends who've lived here longer than us have, you know, they've really done a good job of just helping us, because
Yeah.
that was really that was really sad of
Mm.
helping us to see, like, and they also, I'm still holding hope she's gonna come back.
yeah. Hey, Chris, I want to get a shower, but I want to tell you, you're actually in a very good position with your corporate job. If you want to make Bali work and do the geo arbitrage, here's what I'd recommend.
Mhm.
Use your contacts in LinkedIn to see if there's a possibility that if you could do a similar job
Mhm.
remotely.
Yeah.
Because if you can keep your income and live here, oh my God. Because yes, you still have to work your hours or whatever your hours are, but at the end of the day, oh, your lunch break? Oh, my lunch break is in Bali. Oh, it's over. Oh, I'm gonna go do something in Bali. Oh, my weekend? I'm in Bali. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you have to do, because the reality of Bali is that we're still working. We haven't really gotten our pot of gold quite yet. But Jesus, we're in Bali where the expenses are lower, where it's just like, oh, do we want to go to where we want to go to Indonesia this weekend? Like we could do those things because we're here, but we still have that income. So what I tell everyone is like who wants to make, because I could probably tell in your heart that you probably want to come to Bali. I know you have your school and you have family, but
I know I was just feeling into your school. Like
yeah,
maybe it's not like a full-time come to Bali for
yeah,
you. Like just building a bridge, maybe that's
yeah,
why we're talking right now. Maybe there's a
yeah,
bridge we can build
yeah,
together.
yeah. Because there are times when, man, I wish when I think about the comp plans I had at tech,
Mhm.
man, if I had those here. In fact, I did that for 8 months. I actually got a contract job with an
Oh,
Australian
that's right.
startup,
Yeah.
and my comp plan wasn't as much as I'm used to for my level, but damn, it was pretty good for Bali. So I think if to make Bali as least stressful and really abundant for you, if you could look for a job now, it's obviously better to look for a job where you have one, is to
Right.
see if you could start building connections and build some sort of network where maybe you could work for an Australian startup, with your experience, those you have a lot of resources right now. And maybe you still have to work.
Maybe that's a conversation you two could
Yeah.
have, and maybe we can connect with her with Laura as well,
Yeah.
because as she is it okay if I tell him with that you shared you're not so happy?
Yeah, 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 that's fine.
Yeah, no, I mean it's normal. It's corporate. Jesus, I get it.
But there
Um,
are amazing companies out there,
there are
that
amazing companies, yeah. And COVID helped in terms of showing that hey, people can still work and be productive at home. I'm not sure if you work at home right now. Maybe you do. I'm not sure if in the office right now.
My position has evolved. Let's just
Ah,
say it was hybrid when I first started, and now it's
sure.
back in the office 100%. Now it's back on site with clients 100%.
Oh,
So
I see. I see. Okay. Well, anyway, I could tell you that when I met her, I was 100% corporate going in the office. And I actually, the book that changed my life was a 7-hour work week. The 4-hour work
what do
week.
you? Oh yeah, 4 hour work. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
I haven't read it, but I know
Tim
it. Yeah,
Ferriss's book. His
yeah.
script about how to work remote is exactly what I did when I was working my corporate job, where
Okay.
actually I got to start working in Denver because she lived in Denver. Every Monday, I could work in Denver every Monday and Friday because I was hitting my numbers. So
Mhm.
obviously I was building a lot of trust to where
Mhm.
Monday, Fridays, I could leave and just go work in Denver because they knew I had. And I told my boss, hey, this is someone that I think I'm going to marry because he was married and had kids. So I told him that. And
Yeah.
so eventually it became a Denver position because I started doing that slowly but surely. So I'm sure you bring value to the company. So that's what I did. And it became where I was working in Denver now
spend
the
a
whole
lot
time.
more. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
So
yeah, spending a lot more time in Hawaii as well.
yeah.
Time.
So yeah, working in Hawaii. So anyway, that would be my suggestion to you as you have a corporate job is to build your network so you can possibly, I mean, hey,
Well, I'm
no one wants a corporate job, but if you can work remotely,
Mhm.
that's the next best thing. So,
Yeah. And
you
maybe
know,
before you go to the shower, also I
yeah.
want to just check in on time, and I want to just check in if you have any like specific questions before um like
Um,
in terms of yeah, maybe how first like time, like have we got how
fair time, but I mean,
okay.
I know yeah, I want to be respectful of your time as
I'm
well.
okay too, actually. Today, right now, it's like it's a spacious day for me. Thank goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have many of those, which is great.
How like what was your connection with Australia and sourcing that
Okay,
job?
so I got lucky. I do
I'm just
jujitsu.
gonna grab water.
Yeah, okay. I
I'll be
trained
right back.
jujitsu, and one of the gals that was training there, we were just talking because she wanted to do privates with me, and then she goes, "Yeah, I can't do it because I have a meeting. We have to talk about some deal we're working." And I was like, "Deal?" And I was like, "What do you do?" So she started talking. She goes, "I work for a climate tech firm, and I do business development, but we're not scaling." And it was like, I was like, "Wow, okay." So, and I just told him about my CV. I said, "I
Mhm.
haven't been in tech for a while, but I have a 15-year track record, blah, blah." And we started talking and talking and talking, met the CEO. And I'm not sure if I manifested this. I wasn't looking, I was just being alert. And
But
before you
it
know it,
literally like landed in your
it
lap.
landed in my lap. And before I knew it, a month later, I was back in tech. And
Ah,
and the company was based out of Australia, and
yeah.
everyone was remote. And so it
Uh,
was a perfect, yeah. I was sad because it didn't work out because we couldn't generate the revenue they needed.
However,
However,
I think it was just another testament to the
Yeah.
intelligence of this universe
yeah,
because we were in a point, we started the contract for the yogashala and we didn't know how
we didn't
we
have
were
all
gonna
the
pay
money,
for
so
it.
we were like, "Geez, how are we going to do this?"
And then that job landed in his lap. And then the yogashala, I think it was like the week that they finished building, that it was finished, and it was like the final payment we paid.
Uh-huh.
And then the company, and then it
Oh.
ended. It was
What?
like came into like
and it
pay.
just 8 months later just
It was
ended.
like
Yeah,
the
and it's
time,
like,
I was like, we were like,
yeah.
wow.
So
thank you.
that's how that came about. So, but I think it was just a universe, and if you kind of believe in that, it was out there, the antennas were up, and it just shut up, and it was such the most organic, beautiful thing, and it gave a taste of wow, you could really get a corporate job. And my salary and my app plan, was at six figures. I'll just tell you, my salary is only 75K, but the taxes was only like 10%. And my friend who just started, she's the corporate recruiter for UCSD. She had the same package I did, and she lives in San Diego. And so I was getting 75K in Bali.
Yeah.
That's a ton of money. That's a lot of money in Bali. So it was nice. And so it really showed the possibility of what could be possible,
Right.
of having a corporate job that work. And so my reality is that if I were to get a corporate job again, it'd probably have to be with would have to be with an APAC company. So probably Australia because the time is the same.
Right.
But I'm not sure if I'm going to go back or not. So I think about it all the time.
I am encouraging him to really step into because he has been consulting and coaching already for for decades, I'd say.
Yeah.
And so he just never formalized it, but it's who he is. And so I'm just like, just step into it fully. We have a school. There are clients waiting for you right now. Just do it. So that's kind of where we're playing with that.
Yeah, I do.
He's just always like been just like, no, I just want to support you and he takes care of all the tech stuff and everything.
Well, my financial trading is the other thing
that's true. That's true. But one thing I wanted to tap, like, okay, when you first reached out and just we'd kind of gone back and forth a little bit. I don't know. One vision I had, I was just like, okay, what's possible here? And have you thought about things come to me in pictures, and I was like, wow, it'd be amazing to maybe there's a retreat collaboration or something like that. To bring Polynesian dancers to, or they don't have to be Polynesian dancers, but Polynesian dance because that's kind of, I feel like our vision for our land is like bringing the spirit of Polynesia to Bali. So we build that bridge, and so everything that we do, our programs and everything just involve
always has something
Hawaiian chants and rituals and lays and stuff like that. And just always. And so we just, and at some point I want to train the staff, on how to make lays so that when guests come, they can, experience the spirit of aloha and Polynesia here in Bali. I mean, the two are connected already. There's so many connections.
Yeah.
But I don't know of anybody doing any retreats in Bali that are like, there was one woman, maybe you know her.
Is it Ishan? Do you know?
Ishan?
Ishan. So I know there was this was actually during COVID. Ishan, I think she's from Jakarta, but she was. And actually, this is where I met Leo. I actually met Leolani the second time that I went to Bali because she did. Yeah, she actually got together with Ishan, and then she did workshops, actually, like dance workshops there, like Tahitian specifically.
In Bali.
In Bali, yeah.
In Bali.
And COVID.
2016-ish, kind of.
Or pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, 2016. Yeah.
So they're probably the only ones that ever did it.
She's in Jakarta still? She's Indonesian?
Yeah. She's Indonesian, and I think she's back in Jakarta. I think she was only doing the workshop in Bali specifically, but she's from So I think she has like, I don't know if she runs a school or something out there. But yeah, I don't know of anything specifically in Bali aside from that is what I experienced. So
Got it.
Yeah, yeah. There was another woman, Rika. Do you know a woman named Rika?
She Tahitian?
She is she is actually part Indonesian and Samoan
Oh
and
yeah.
American.
Oh yeah, I see the Samoan. Yeah.
Yeah, but her like great grandmother's from like Java or somewhere in
Yeah.
Indonesia, and that's why she's so connected
And
to
she was
it.
doing Tahitian dance out of Canggu.
Just
Um,
little classes,
just
little
little classes
workshops
here and there, but it
here.
was
Yeah.
definitely it was Tahitian. She went to a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was a fire dancer too, so we connected and I she's amazing. She's back in California though. And yeah, it's like,
She's
oh,
in Ventura. She's
don't
in
leave.
Ventura, yeah. She
Yeah.
tried to make it, it's tough Bali, Bali spit, we were just talking about this last night. Bali spits people out. We were going through a list of people who were here for like a couple of years and just now they're not here anymore. It's tough. It's not,
It can
it
be
can be,
difficult.
probably don't recommend what we did. We literally burned the ships. I mean, we had flights back, but then we didn't. Yeah, and she probably told you the story and it's like,
but then
yeah.
what is the visa situation? I mean, like, were you guys on a visa when you first came and arrived there, or what is that?
So when you first come, you have to come in on a tourist visa.
Yeah.
So and then you can so that's 1 month, and then you can extend 1 month, but then you have to leave the country and then come back. So we kind of did
We
that.
did that for about 6
And we
months
were like,
and then
and when we first got here, we were like, no problem. We have to leave and go to Singapore.
oh, we're going to Singapore, Malaysia. Okay.
So you wouldn't go back to the States. You would just go to another.
Yeah,
You can do what a lot of people used to do. We used to call them visa runs.
Yeah.
We just go to Singapore for the day. Then your agent works in your visa, has your visa, and you come back at night. Yeah, that's the backpacker way because you don't have to stay in a hotel. And Singapore's airport, Changi, is the best in the world. You can hang out there all
I've
day.
been there one
Yeah.
time. I had my flight got like delayed, and of all places, it was in
It's
Singapore.
the best place.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's the best place.
Ever.
So
So
people would just
beautiful.
do that. And so we do that for a couple of times. And they had something called a social visa, which means you're learning the code. They don't have anymore, but they study the culture, live with a family. And that's now a 6-month visa. So you
They
can do
don't
that.
have that anymore.
I don't think they have that anymore. It's changed
So now
now.
that's what I mean. So it's changing. We've kind of graduated from that to what's called a kitas.
Which is
So we have our permanent resident, or wait, what's it called?
no, it's a temporary residential
temporary
visa.
resident visa, but
2 years. So now we've done that enough times, but you have to create an Indonesian company to do that. A PTPMA, which is an Indonesian company. So you need to create that to get a 2-year
or join
investor
in
kitas.
with an agent.
Yeah,
How most people do it here is that's what these agents do is they kind of create these companies, but they're not really companies.
No,
they are legally companies, but then it's like all these
they're shallow. They're shell
sense? companies. And then and then you can like that was our first time, right? We just joined in with an agent
with three other tourists under a PTPMA. Yes, it had
we
a
were
common.
told that's just how you do it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we did that, and then oh my God, and then the world shut down. That
Yeah.
was kind of a nightmare. They all left. One of them died. It was
One
horrible.
of the people in our company died. Yeah.
And we actually become friends with her. It was so sad. It was like something internal, and she died in the hospital. But yeah, but then we were just left. We were the only ones left in Bali on this PTPMA.
And there were taxes owed on it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So we were like, so that was a whole thing to figure out how to get out of that. So anyway, fast forward, we finally last year
we have our own company now.
We have our own company, legit, and yeah, so we don't need to worry about that stuff anymore.
Yeah, in actuality, here's an interesting thing because we have a PTPMA. So if she actually wanted to come on a Kitas, we could put her under our company.
I guess that's yeah.
I
mean, there's lots of
permutations.
But that's the thing with Bali. It's like where there's a will, there's a way, and
where there's a will, you probably need to pay. So right.
I'm curious. What does investing look like there in terms of like? I mean, like I know that your property you Airbnb. So I mean, my sister has a property out here.
Yep.
I've been to kind of like a retreat where they talk about like, international investing and stuff, but I don't
Yep.
know anything
Ah,
about
Yep. So
Bali.
you don't have to, investor kitas does not mean you have to have land. What it means is that you're investing into the country and the infrastructure and its people. Okay. So I'll tell you what the by the book way is, and I'll tell you how 98% of the people do it. Okay.
but you don't even have to have a Kitas to invest in land too, do you?
No, no, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
But she's asking specifically about the investor kitas. Or are you asking about how to invest in land in Bali? Which one are you asking?
How to invest in land. Let's
Okay.
just say that. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to have any visa whatsoever. You just have to
Okay.
work with someone that you trust, an agent or a friend like us or whatever, to help buy the land with you. That you put your name on it, but you don't have
As
to
a
have
foreigner, you go.
as a
You
foreigner.
can't own land.
But you can't own land. You can only lease
You
land.
can only lease it.
Yeah, there's no ownership for a foreigner.
Unless you have a business. So now that we have our PTPMA, we could
Our
buy
company, not
land.
we, but legally,
The
our
company
company
could.
can own the land.
But it's crazy expensive to buy. It doesn't
It's
even make
it's
sense.
it's not even, yeah. I mean, you'll
Yeah.
see ads out there if you actually go to Google or whatever, go to Any Irons or AI. I want to invest in land in Bali, but I am a foreigner. How do I do that? It'll tell you.
But if you and your sister, that could be, I think that could be a really positive
Yeah.
and
Yep.
Yeah.
what's the word? I don't want to say lucrative, but
Mhm.
yeah, like at the very least, maybe you get it, whatever you invest, it'll be paid for through the rentals when you're gone.
Yeah. I mean, what you could do is you can own like a condo somewhere, pay a management company, and just say,
Mhm.
listen, for these months of next year, please do what you do to Airbnb it. You pay them your fee and you make your money. And then the 3 months they don't rent it, those are the time when you come and you stay in your land. You leave and then just the cycle goes all over again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do that.
And I think
Totally.
it's still a good time. I mean, I feel very blessed that we got in when we did because
Yeah.
a lot, the price has gone up.
Yep. Yep.
But one thing is like we feel pretty clear about, and it's just this Bali is Bali. Like it's
Yeah.
like no matter what, people are just gonna keep coming. It's just
That's what we believe. Who knows?
I mean, who knows? Mount Agung can
Yeah.
erupt or
I mean, all summer, like last year, our Airbnb was at like 94% occupancy last year.
Wow.
Here, not so good. Like the summer was great. We had like 85%, but October, no one.
Yeah, it's
So
been a bit unpredictable
yeah,
for
this
sure.
year we haven't made as much money as we did last year.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's all good.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is that there are a lot of foreigners who own land here and they come here 2 weeks out of the year.
Mhm.
Okay.
You just pay a managing company to take care of everything. You pay them 15 to 20% of your fees per month, and then they take care of it. Legal businesses that will take care of everything. They take care of all the Airbnb, and you just got to pay them their cut, and that's it.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you could totally do
I
it.
think it'd be a great investment. Like I'm really happy that we've put our money into land and started building
Yeah. I don't know if I would do it again, but
from scratch. That's what we would recommend
yeah,
is don't do it from scratch.
maybe don't do it from scratch.
You save money, but
Yeah.
it's if
Yeah.
and if you're making good money now between you and your cousin.
Yeah.
Running the dance school, yeah, is my cousin.
Yeah. So just,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
there
mean, if
there
you
are
guys
investment
probably
opportunities out there for sure.
yeah.
You know, but you would just need, obviously, it helps to have someone like us to help because, they do take advantage of foreigners a lot. Yeah, but there are investment opportunities abound where they're making things and you can buy into it. 200,000. I've seen stuff for 150, 200,000. That you can, you wouldn't
Yeah.
own it, but you could have a
Right.
period of time where it's yours
Mhm.
and you're deriving all the income. You pay out your commissions. And again, you can just turn it on and off. Hey, we're going to come in December, turn off all rentals. Boom. You have a place you can live. So
Tons
Yeah.
of people are doing
yeah,
that.
tons of people do
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
that's an easy one. Just make sure whatever the organization is, the builders that, whether you're coming in with someone a business that is proposing, because there's a lot of proposed communities going
Yeah.
up, or if it's something that's already established. Just yeah, and if you do your research and you want to reach out to us and be like, hey, have you guys heard of so and so or something? We're happy
Yeah.
to
Okay.
at least tell you what we can tell you, or
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
just reach out to the people that we do know.
Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we can be neighbors.
No. Yeah, so I was thinking about that. Oh, what was the first one that you were thinking originally with like not
Oh,
investing?
yeah, I thought you had asked about how do you guys have a visa like that, or what's the
Oh,
immigration with that? So that's what I was getting into. But
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that. It's not hard to get a key test, but it is expensive. It's
it is
like,
expensive. I mean, you really got to want to be here because Indonesia, just from a immigration standpoint, makes you go through the hoop in terms of the fees, the money you have to pay to live here. You really have to want to live here because it's such a pain in the ass sometimes that it's just like, why is it so difficult? But then things even out. And so the people that are here is because they really want to be here and they've worked out the kinks. And Mama Bali basically let them live here because Mama Bali will spit people out.
yeah, yeah, and and you already felt her
Yeah.
embrace, so
But she needs to live here and find out. I mean, that's a difference. Everyone comes here and they feel that Bali thing, but when you live here, it's a whole different,
well, I also feel like
you
Mama
know?
Bali sometimes knows, like, okay, you come and you received what you need to receive, and
Yeah,
it's time to go. And
yeah, yeah.
um, but yeah, I mean,
That's why I think the remote thing, if you can figure that out, because then you can actually live here,
right.
6 months out of the year, which, and
yeah,
then you could still make your school work in some way where you could still have your school. Maybe there's some remote element to it. Maybe your cousin is not ready to leave yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
she's not ready to leave. Your cousin? Yeah.
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 Maybe she's not ready to live in Bali for 6 months out of the year. You can make it work. If there's a will, there's a way. And of course, sometimes that way you have to pay. So, um,
Yeah. But
but
that would be something that I would love to bring there. Like that would be, I mean, because I feel like dance follows me everywhere. Like, it's a
yeah, yeah,
part
yeah.
it's part of me. Even when I've taken a step back, like taken a break or hiatus from it. And I did that when I lived in Australia because I was in Australia for a couple years, but
Nice.
probably within the month that I moved to Australia, because I wasn't dancing, I had no intention of dancing. I met a girl in a Zumba class and we were doing introductions, and then I was like, oh, I dance Tahitian. And she was right next to me. She was the next one who was gonna go, and she's like, wait, I do Polynesian dancing. I'm from Hawaii. And then,
No
and then,
way.
yeah. And she was like, we're going to be best friends. And then we actually
Yeah,
ended
yeah,
up
yeah.
we started a school in Australia too, which was called
Wow. Where in Australia do you live?
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
you ended up
Um,
starting a
In
school in
Melbourne?
Yeah,
Australia.
we did. Well, it started very small. It was more like us two just getting together in her backyard creating dances. And
Yeah, of
then
course.
and we approached like there's like two like luau style bars in all of Melbourne. And so we're like, let's just ask them if they want entertainment. And so the first one that I went, they were like, yes, we'll trial you and like we'll see how you go. And so like her and I just got up on the stage, we danced, we did I think maybe like a 15-minute show, and they were like, great, you're hired, you can dance here every day.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
awesome.
like, okay.
Can we please do this together in Bali and like
Awesome.
have all the proceeds go to support women? And
Oh my God, yes. That would be a dream, honestly.
that just like, okay, oh my, let's manifest that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
mean, it's
God.
like I wasn't looking for that. I didn't, plan to meet somebody who else was a Polynesian dancer. I didn't plan to like start dancing weekly at a like this luau restaurant slash bar, and then yeah, and then
that's
it just grew.
great.
And so yeah, it was just beautiful because again, it like I found my community, and that was one thing that
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
for me, it's all about community for
yeah.
sure.
Yes, yes, yeah. I'm in a bit of a transition period with my dancing, and my previous communities was like more of like the flow and the fire
Yeah.
dancing, and yeah, and it's been things are very transient here, and and we have a family, and I feel like a lot of the burner group kind of things, there's this like, especially in Ubud, it's a beautiful place, but it's also, we have a saying, it's like, it's also very Ubudian.
Yeah, what that means, it kind of implies there's a bit of kind of a spiritual, competitive,
Or, and also even for me, it's just like not so, I don't feel like like it's very tantra oriented.
yeah, I
Like I
mean,
have nothing against, like, you know, I think sex is great. I think we need to normalize how beautiful these things are, but
yeah,
it can get a bit
it's a bit, how do we say it? I mean,
uh
it's a bit spiritual, but everyone just wants to fuck. I mean, it's just like I don't know how to say that, but it's like singles just want to, it's like it's everything's
right.
masked with like this
It's
spirituality, but there's this underpinning of like,
Yeah, and there's just a lot of like festivals that come up, and I'm like, I want to go, and then people are like, oh, I don't think you should take Sakai to that festival because they're probably, you know, going to be naked people having sex, and like, okay, all right,
yeah, there's that energy.
there is that. There's a lot of those bubbles, and
These are like foreigners that are coming because the market.
Yes, expats who live here, 100% Bule, 100% foreigners. Whether
Okay.
it's, Russians, Germans, but they just,
yeah.
yeah, it's,
There's also, I mean, the ecstatic dance. I love the ecstatic dance here. And there's lots of like chanting, kirtan kind of stuff.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
you know, we've had our school where I've been teaching flow, not as performance, but as a healing modality, the neurosomatic flow. So we've been
Right.
training in
yeah,
that, which is great, but our community is all around the world and it's all on screen. And so
Mm.
yeah, and I've kind of like I found the medicine in the flow, in moving with props and with the fire and just, you know, the new patterns and all that. But it's always been about dance for me. Like, and I would always emphasize to all my students and clients are just like who come and they think it's about the prop. And I'm like, it's not about the prop.
Right.
It's about the body. And the prop is like assisting in powerful and effective ways, like a dance partner.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, anyway, just kind of bringing it back, it's like we have been, I'm just, when Rika, that's why when Rika showed up, and that was the Polynesian dance teacher,
Mm-hmm.
I was just so lit up, you know, to be able
yeah,
to go dance with these ladies. And we did a little performance on the beach and stuff, and then she left. And hula was my first, I mean, that was my first dance in when I was in elementary school. But then kind of moved in poi. And
Mm-hmm.
then I kind of got into like the Burning Man scene and fire and you know the fire dancing and that the fire dancing, that fire actually, that I feel like it, I still love it. I mean, it's beautiful. It's just, and what it represents. That's that like what we were talking about in the beginning of the conversation. It's like if that like dance with it, like it represents your soul, you know.
Right.
Um, yeah, but now I've just been dreaming of like a Polynesian dance community. Like coming back to Polynesian dance this past year has been like, wow, this is where it's at for me. I am so clear. I just want to keep going with Polynesian dance. I don't care if it's Tahitian or Hawaiian or Samoan or like it's just all, I love it. All the chanting and yeah, everything just
Yeah,
it's yeah. So if there's maybe we can plant a seed, you know, to
for sure. I definitely, so I turned 40 this year. Like it was like a big,
when is
thing.
your birthday again?
January
That's
20.
okay,
Yeah.
that's right. That is
So
big.
I told myself, I was like, I really like Bali. I need to go back to celebrate my 40th. And it just didn't happen because there's just, I mean, I went back to Tahiti twice and like, it drains your funds. Like Tahiti is expensive.
We
Like the
know, yeah.
everything. I mean, again, I've been so blessed because it was so special for us to bring our dance school. Last year was the first time we brought 60 people, for our entire dance school. And so that was like
Oh,
to get plan that experience, have them experience it. A lot of them haven't been to Tahiti. So they were just, yeah,
and to be
really,
able to go as a group like that, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh,
yeah, yeah. And then I'm going back again this year too. So, and then there's just, I mean, we were
with your
planning.
school?
I'm going more, so we're supporting two of our dancers. So our Thane dancer is going for world champ again. So for his third time this third year. And then one of our female dancers, our Bahine dancers, she recently qualified. So she's gonna go for world champ as well. So it's a smaller group. Just me and Charity, the my cousin, my co-director, and then a few other like people, but it's a smaller group, but we want to go back to support them, which is great. But again, like I've kind of put Bali on hold because I've told myself, that I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back. And same thing with Australia too. I'm like, I'm gonna be back, I promise.
No, I
Something is like
understand.
calling me back there, but it's
I completely understand. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I mean, at the very, very least, even just like let's just stay in touch, of course, right? And another, I mean, we actually had a retreat scheduled for May of 2026, but we're gonna reschedule it. We've just been going through a lot of change and just
Mhm.
want to just give ourselves some time. But I don't know, maybe you can come back and be one of our teachers
Oh, yeah,
at the
look.
retreat. We could, or we could, do something. I mean, at least in that way, like, it could help cover some of your costs and that sort of thing. Um, and I don't know, like maybe like that's I feel like your school and our school, maybe we could build a bridge because it's the retreats that we've run, we call them beauty that transforms.
Mhm.
And it's about the beauty of motion and art and dance and
Yeah,
all that transforms
yeah.
the brain, the body, the soul. And so we bring in educational components like talking about the neuroscience, neuroplasticity,
Mm,
rewiring,
I
trauma.
love that.
I know, right? And trauma release and
Yeah.
partner exercises, journaling, and then
How
if
are your retreats?
huh?
How long are the retreats? Like,
Um, let's see, our first one was 2015 and it was 10 days. They've typically been around 9 or 10 days long. We're kind of wondering if we should shorten it to 7 days. 10 days feels like the sweet spot though, because for like the full transformation. I mean, yeah, anyway, set between 7 and 10 days is what our retreats usually are.
yeah.
And then we kind of go through, so we work with, so our model for our school, we call it the Lokahi wheel. Lokahi in Hawaiian means harmony.
Mm.
And we actually
Oh
have
my gosh.
this on my book.
Harmony. That,
Yes.
that was one of, so okay, sorry. I'm just going back because like you're saying words that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm connecting with them.
Yeah.
Um,
There's our Lokahi wheel. I don't know. You
let me
gotta
see. Oh, you both have matching?
Kind of, yeah.
so
And that represents harmony. Oh, is that like an official like symbol within the Hawaiian culture that represents Lokahi?
no, this one in the middle, it's 222. I don't know if you're into
Oh,
numerology at all. But it's
That's
three,
another call.
it's three twos.
three twos. Okay, what does that symbolize?
Oh boy.
It's been a sign, a cosmic sign. It's like anytime we see triple twos, it's just like we're like paying attention. And it started for me in 2006 on a trip to Peru, actually. Um, yeah, maybe stories for another time, but it symbolizes, I mean, if you think about the shape of the two, it's like the perfect harmony between the masculine and the feminine, because you have the feminine that is like curved, and then you have the masculine linear support right there. So it's like that's twos, like it represents, as you can imagine, balance, harmony, and love. Like February is the second month of the year, right?
Yeah.
It's like so there's you can kind of go down the rabbit hole of what two represents and then what 22 represents, the number 22. If you take the number 22, somebody showed me this. I had like a mini chapter of my life where one of my dreams was to be a documentary filmmaker.
Hmm.
So I started a film project about love and relationships.
Oh my gosh.
And my research for my doctoral research was on addiction, and when I started learning about how love and relationship actually works on the same system as addiction
Mm.
does and that sort of thing. And so I put a little film team together and we went out and we just interviewed like the world, our small world. And then actually I did interviews when I came to Bali. I was just like, oh my God, just anyway. So that came in and it was like, what's the name of the project? What should it be? And then I heard a voice. It was literally a voice and it said 22 ways to love you. And I
Oh.
saw it and it was two ways to love you. And then we started doing presentations about our film. And I remember one person, a woman in the audience, she had a question at the end. She was like, why 22? And I was like, it's just these numbers have just been following us from Peru, just in a very they're like spiritual, cosmic, you know,
Mm.
signposts. And she was like, did you know that if the number 22, when you flip one of the twos around, it literally becomes a heart.
True.
So anyway,
What?
that's it goes on and on. There's just lots of stories like that. And then
Oh,
sorry, what?
oh, so sorry, I can watch this documentary?
You know
Or
what? What's so
like where can
funny?
I find it?
It's old.
Huh? It's
Old documentary.
so we
You didn't make the documentary, actually, did you?
we made the pilot. I
You
made
did the pilot.
I finished the pilot and we were about to submit it to get
Yeah.
funding. And it's about 22 minutes long. And it was with a partner, and so we were in a love relationship. We were friends. And it got complicated.
Fair enough.
But he's actually one of the stewards of our land now. We're still really good friends, but it was almost like the end of that project became so, it was like it became really painful. But I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago, we made a promise to each other. Hey, one day we're going to come back and we're going to at least release the pilot.
Yeah.
Even
Okay.
even just the pilot, the interviews are
Yeah.
amazing. So yes, I will let you know when we release that.
Please. I would love to watch it.
But anyway, that's so the 222, and then the medicine wheel kind of came through, the Native American
Okay.
just teachers that I've had and representing the four directions, the elements. And so yeah, so our school is really, yeah, it's based in that, like healing, transformation, manifestation, utilizing movements, the elements, science, soma, soul. So everything, we tried everything that we share, we try to make sure that that's the balance, right? There's a spiritual thread, there's a scientific thread, and there's a somatic thread.
Mm.
And yeah,
Wow.
and just yeah, so that's a whole nother project. But uh I think that's where it's like I think it's so beautiful. I don't even know if you know. Do you know? Are there other you must be one of the first and only to start a Polynesian dance school that is like really intentionally for like with that intention of healing. I don't know. I've never
We haven't come, I mean, I don't know either because I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know of any other school that symbolizes that or represents that. And that I think that's what also resonated with us because, we came from the group that we came from is called Te Mana Otera, which is like the energy of the sun, which, beautiful meaning as well. And then I came from another school like Hitio Otera, so that's like the rising of the sun. So there's a lot of like sun symbolism in there. But when we asked somebody to come up with like some ideas for our names, and then we saw Hotua and like really dove in deep into what that meant, like for both of us, it just really resonated. And we just felt like, yes, this is our journey, and like this is what we want how we want to impact our community, and anybody who walks through the doors. And so like that is our message is that we want to embrace everybody, all walks of life, everyone who walks in, we want to create that safety for them and that healing. And we actually have an orientation for everybody that comes in, and we explain, that meaning to them so that way they understand, this is our
I
intention.
love that. Oh my gosh. Do you guys have do you have online?
We actually don't. We get asked that question a lot too. Like, yeah, like, do you guys teach online? Do you, we want to take classes. We've had, yeah, people reach out to us from like Mexico or just different places, which is beautiful. But like, yeah, we
It's a whole
really.
nother level to kind of figure out, but it's not that
I know.
complicated.
Because you said all of your workshops, right, are
We're
online.
the opposite. We don't have anything in person here. Everything is online. Or
Unless
or
you do your
or at a
retreat.
retreat. Or at a retreat. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that could be something. I mean, we talked about that in some of our we have like a board members, and so we've talked about something like that because we do get approached quite often about that.
Well,
But
selfishly, I think that would be amazing. I know that that would benefit. I mean, just yeah, the way I mean, what you are, because what I've noticed, I'm new to the Tahitian dance community. Like I'm still learning. But I, and I love it. I love it. But it does seem like there's a pretty competitive sort of energy to it. Like it feels healthy in some ways, but then also when we were dancing with Manumia, I wondered about the girls, uh, like the performance based kind of progress, and not
right.
really. Yeah, I mean they were also very Christian based,
Okay.
which like I grew up Christian, uh, but it felt a little bit more religious than spiritual, if that makes sense, kind of
Okay.
like.
I didn't know. I don't know like so much Manuya. Like I mean, I know the group, but I don't know how they kind of run things and like their background or anything like that. But that's interesting.
I mean, like for example, like at the end of class, everyone would sit down, and Uncle Tommy would kind of just give like a wisdom message, or just kind of tell people they need to get their shit together and focus more. He's
Sure.
being a dad. Um,
Okay.
but it is the message of like, if you don't accept Jesus Christ into
Oh,
your life, you better do that, or else you won't go to heaven.
oh.
And I don't know what your beliefs are, and I don't think that there's any wrong. I am very compassionate to all belief systems, honestly, unless it involves
Same.
harming. And
Right.
oh, yeah. So I think that's probably the only part of Manuia, right? That it's like sometimes for us like a little bit like it's very strong, that yeah, that part of it. And sometimes I wonder about, these all the young people growing up in this world who are told, here's what you need to believe, here's what you
Mm,
do, here's what you can't do, and not really being asked, hey, what do you want? Like, how do you feel? Hey, we're here
yeah.
to hold you, every part of you is beautiful.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
true.
so anyway, your school is like, if I were to connect with the Polynesian dance school, I mean, if I knew about your school, I would have been out there right away. But I didn't meet you until we were like,
It's far though.
it's far.
Yeah. Martinez can be a little bit out there, I would say. But especially if you're like in the city. We actually have a student who comes from Santa Cruz. So
Oh,
yeah, she comes far. I'd say majority of the people in our school are like East Bay area. We have some people who come from San Francisco, but like Fairfield, Vallejo, more on that side, which makes sense.
that's closer
Yeah.
to where she is. Santa Cruz, that's like 3 hours.
Okay, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
Depends on the day. 2.5 to
um
3 hours.
I
Yeah.
I wish I
We've
could,
been
like, I want to snap my fingers and make it like so that you can exist here and there. And
Oh my God. I would love that. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm giving myself like 3 to 5 years. So the 3 year.
You should
oh
see
yeah,
her.
it's so possible. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Like just
She's doing online stuff with Jade right now. And the
Yeah, that's what
first
she was telling
dance,
me.
uh, what's the style again when
oh
it's
aparima.
aparima?
Yeah.
Her aparima is so
Oh, he's so
beautiful.
sweet.
The first one, the first dance she
It's,
learned was to that song.
do you know the song Oh Manea?
Of course she knows Manea.
I
Oh, oh, na 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 na
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
na na na
Da-da-da-da-da.
na 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 na
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh, we were vacationing somewhere and she did it and I had some drinks, but I started crying because it was so beautiful. Oh my
So
God.
sweet. So sweet.
Oh God.
The what do you call it? The oh my gosh, why am I the oti the no the otea the otea
uh-huh. Yeah.
the that's like the farapus like all
Actually,
that.
you did Tehani's workshop. You did
It,
Tehani.
I feel like it's still so I'm not giving up. I'm practicing.
I've worked a year on my paute. Like really like
Let me see. Okay, there. That's good.
I've
That's
worked
good.
hard at my paute.
Go, Rado, go down.
No, that's hard. That's even harder. That's so hard. That's my next thing. If I could just do like this for like
Taparuru, taparuru. You know taparuru?
what's taparuru?
What's
Which one is that
taparuru?
one?
It's like the shuffle. Here, I want to show. I actually really like dancing like a tane.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
do. Hold on. How do I not? Oh, here. I'm gonna unblur my
Yeah,
background.
yeah, yeah.
So taparuru is just it's the rumble. So
Uh-huh.
you're kind of like
Like this?
like the football. Yeah, like that. You're like
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, you were just learning that in a dance with
Yeah.
Sunny.
What's Sunny?
So
Okay.
that's your taparuru.
Ah, yeah. I have to
Taparuru.
memorize the first five.
Taparuru.
They taught me last year and I forgot the first five
Taparuru.
for the men.
Yeah, and that's what I loved about Jade because like we came into
There's this one.
Manuia, and they just embraced us like family. Okay, they're just everybody's so sweet.
There's this one. I
But
can't.
they also just threw us into the deep end, which is also good, right? But there was no like orientation.
Yeah.
There was no
They
there
just
was
threw
no
us
like
right in.
basics. Like we're just scrambling, and they were like, "Do you want to dance in our showcase?" We're like, "Are you sure?"
Wow.
Well, we did. And then I went to that workshop, met you and Jade and Tahani, and then Jade, I saw something she was like putting out just basic beginner Tahitian, and I was like, that's what I need a beginner. Like I need like let's just start with ABCs. And it was so awesome because she gave out a PDF sheet and it actually like listed the basic moves, and what they were. And I needed that like level. I was like, okay. So yeah, I'm grateful for that.
She's actually she's going to Tahiti this year too. She's going for the world champ. She's also
Yes. So you'll see her there. How did you guys meet?
just through the dance community too. I mean, I know she's down in Alameda, which actually isn't too far from Martinez. So, how did I actually meet her? I mean, obviously I knew her through online, because we all see each other online. But I'm trying to think of like the first time I ever met her.
How long have you guys? Because you seemed really close and like
Yeah.
just beautiful sisterhood.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, actually, I got closer to her that during that workshop because I mean I know Tehani better. So I actually showed up for Tehani just to like support her and then hang out with her and then she was staying with me too. So but
Okay.
then I also got to know Jade better during that time.
And how
So
long have you known Tahani, or how did you guys meet? Just through the dance?
with the dance community too. Yeah, I used to take her workshops. I don't know if like during COVID, like she started like the whole like session where she would bring in like a teacher to teach like every week. just through online. And so I took that, and then I knew she knew Leolani too. So then Leolani had told her like she was planning to come to the Bay Area, and she said, "Oh, you should reach out to Hotua Ori, like, and ask if they want you to do workshops." And so we actually had her, I think it was 2020,
Okay.
23, I think was when she came and did her first workshop with us.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes
We
sense.
hosted her in 2023, and then we hosted her again in 2024.
I
Yeah.
just saw she's doing something that's going to be online.
Yeah, she's teaching the Heva y Paris, I think the one
Yes,
that they
October
won,
25th or something.
something
So,
like that.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I was, yeah, and I think there's going to be a recording. So I have a note to sign up for that, actually. I haven't done anything of hers since last year. Are you going, I mean, is that was a dance? How much, I feel like, is this a dance? Did you guys do this together? I feel like,
No, we didn't. But during the time that she was preparing for Heva y Paris, that's when she was staying with me. And originally she had asked me to dance, like to be part of the team. Like I know Jade was in it, and then Leolani was in it, and then her sister, and then one other dancer that they brought from LA. But when she was first like had the idea of putting together the team, she had asked me and Charity to also be part of it. But because I know, and I was like so honored, I mean, at some point we always say it too. We're like, we're gonna dance together at some point. Like we're going to take the stage. It's gonna happen. But because, again, we're having such a busy year with our group, like we wanted to commit to being there for them. And so we knew like that's gonna pull us away, and like we had to sacrifice and just say like, this is about our group. Like we need to put them first.
yeah.
Um, Otherwise it's just, kind of us thinking about
Yeah, it's
ourselves.
still a baby, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Totally get that. So you will take the stage together
At
at
some
some point.
point, yeah, we'll
Oh
see.
my
It's just
God.
one of those things that we're like, it's gonna happen when the timing is right, right? When the universe opens up that opportunity, which it will.
Because
I
I
don't
feel like I have seen there was some video and it
of
was
us
you,
together.
Tahani. I think Jade was in it too.
Um,
You were all wearing
all
black.
in black. Okay, so it's me, Tehani, Charity, Rena, and then Leolani. So it's the five of us.
Okay. I think I
It's on my
watched,
Instagram.
what's that?
It's on my Instagram. And I
Sure.
think it's on all of our Instagrams.
Yes. I think I watched it like 100 times. So beautiful.
Yeah, that was the second time she came to teach workshop with us.
Okay. Yeah, it was yeah, just so beautiful. Like I wanted like when I watch dancers like you, like it just like it makes me cry. It just it you know it's so beautiful. So
Thank you. But yeah, I'm excited to share. I'll share this competition once it's over and show you.
yes.
We're so proud of our students. So Charity and I are not dancing. Like at first in the beginning, we were like, okay, like we're gonna be a part of it, but we wanted to take a step back and actually take the role of being the atira. And it's different when you are in it versus like stepping outside and really like
Yeah.
focusing on the dancers and leading. So it's a new experience for us because
And
again,
everybody's making their own costumes and everything and
oh yeah, costumes. We have Tane in there too. So yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
that is
Yeah.
so amazing. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's my
spirit.
dream is that we can dance again with the group and yeah, and in the meantime, we'll just keep working on our basics. Oh my goodness.
Hey, his
Oh,
quality looks good. Tell him his quality looks good.
oh, he looks good.
Thank you. I know I need to go lower, but it's so hard.
I need to go.
So hard.
Tapururu looks good too.
Oh, thank
I think
you.
I saw you doing a tuanee.
I
The body
was. Yeah.
The
tuanee.
two in it.
Tuanee.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I always do the wrong way. I can't do
You want to, would you mind giving him a tip?
I can't do
Let me see.
I
What do you think you're doing it the wrong way?
I can only do like the head first. I
Oh,
do like this, I can't
oh, you're doing hips.
I'm reverse.
Start with your chest. So
Yeah,
it like
I don't
bring
know.
down. when I break it down, it's like your chest
Yeah.
and your core. You roll and then you lift the back. So
We'll work on it.
I don't know what it is.
do it section by section. Just think about lifting the chest, tucking the core, and then lifting your curving your lower back. Chest, or like you don't have to like then you can smooth it out once you get that motion. So chest up, then tuck. So reverse it. Yeah, and then arch that lower back. Arch the lower. There. So it's kind of like when you do the twerk, like
Yeah.
this muscle right here. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, God. Oh.
If you can get it. You're gonna get it.
I can do,
Oh, there you go.
Oh my goodness. No, but his sport was and still is he was a pretty famous acrobatic paraglider. Like so he his element has been air, like flying, huh? And yeah.
That's so dangerous.
Yeah, he actually he smashed into a mountain 10 months before we met.
Tell her to look me up in the best way to look me up is
I'll send you I can send you that link. He made a film.
No, the article.
I think the film is. It's only 9 minutes.
The film
It's
is
like,
the film is in the article.
oh, okay.
I was interviewed on the Huffington Post.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
his story went around the whole world.
So if you
It
put
was
my
amazing.
name and you put Huffington Post, it'll take you to the
Oh
article.
my God. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna look.
Yeah, it's a great story of perseverance, actually. Hotui, like healing, perseverance. Oh my gosh, your documentary, if we were, it could have been called Hotui.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my gosh, lifetimes. Yeah, so I mean, so you just turned 40. I'm pushing
You
50 next year.
do not.
You're 40?
I am.
No way.
Yeah, I
No
thought as well
way.
you were like 34.
Maybe 30, 32.
But that's how Asians.
That's the Asians.
You're gonna be 50 next year? When's your birthday?
August.
You're August, baby.
I know, right? Like
you do not look. Yeah,
No.
I mean, I would have guessed like maybe my age. Like
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible.
or younger.
Aw, thank you.
Quite
But
honestly.
for sure, I think I feel so grateful and blessed to have those Asian genes,
Oh my God, yeah.
because I don't think we're doing anything extra special to like kind of like and even his
Also
mom,
taking
like I feel like your mom, she was 86
Yeah.
and she looked like she was 65 to me. So yeah.
If I think you're taken care of in here, then that's what
That's what
matters.
counts. That's what counts.
Young.
Yeah, and dance too. I feel like it
Yes.
really is a fountain of youth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I mean, the program that you're doing, that's I feel like why people have been drawn to it, right? Because you're just like being able to connect that, right? Like connect what's in here, but also like on the outside. It's like being able to move and flow and yeah, it's so important, because if you
Yeah, and just bringing that intention, right? Just bringing that like intentionally rewiring, identifying like, okay, what is that? It's all about patterns, right? It's just like and then seeing the parallel, the metaphors of like a certain pattern in your own self that you're like, okay, that pattern's not working for me anymore. I want to repattern it. And then, okay, let's take now a pattern of movement or a pattern with a poi or something and let that pattern represent what you are, the new pattern that you are creating, So like, so if it's somebody who is just really working on confidence and wanting to take up some more space, it's we take them into expansions, right? Like really learning how to expand and then bringing in a mantra. So like an affirmation that
Yeah.
you say over and over and over again with that movement. And it's there's like, a whole, maybe we can do a session sometime. That could be fun. Love to, we could share. And I mean, that's one part of it. But we've mostly been working with health professionals, teachers, coaches, so that they can use it as a modality, right? Also people for themselves. But yeah, just like, running your school, it's a lot to hold. It's been pretty like all consuming, and the build
Right.
on the land has been all consuming. So we're kind of like taking a little step back. I think we might start to do some online, just weekly, medicine of flow circles. I'm thinking like 30 minutes, just like short, but sweet, and online, so that people can just join in from anywhere and free.
Oh,
Because we have the online trainings. If people want to do more, they can sign up and do like the flex paced, self-paced trainings
okay.
online. But just to keep that space accessible, for more people. And then I have another project. So I'm working on two books, but yeah, a book called the Goddess Brain. You've seen my handle, the Goddess Brain Doctor, and that's a whole nother. It's been like,
Oh my God.
so I think, yeah, I'm feeling like, okay, this is the year, to not do any live trainings, like
Yeah.
do the self-paced, flex-paced online. And so my dream is to finish this book, and yeah, and get it out there. And of course,
Oh my God.
the most, yeah, dance is going to be part of that, just the
Mhm.
science of it and the healing of it, and activating that consciousness, really, right?
Yeah. It's so
um
honestly
what's
life
that?
so powerful. It's life changing, when you just make that discovery and you really, can tap into it and just like, I think release the control, because there's a lot of things that we just, we hold on to, right? We have this expectation of ourselves, of others. When you let go of that,
Flow,
then
right? This is
oh,
flow. This is a medicine of flow. And it is like, and we feel it when we so one of the first things that we teach in our trainings is that the original form of flow is love. And it's
mm,
when we are infants and we have that first connection, um, through the right eye, actually with their right eye, there's something that happens in the brain, and um, they're whoever the caretaker, it can be a man or a woman, and
mhm.
you come into a resonant field, and there's literally, maybe you've heard of like the heart brain coherence stuff. I'm not sure, but literally the heart waves and the brain waves synchronize,
Mm.
and there's like a resonance, like even like as if you're playing with tuning forks, and or Tibetan or bowls, right?
Oh,
There's a resonance, there's a frequency. We have that sometimes, and when we are regulated, it looks like this, right? And when we're
right.
not regulated, it's like this.
Oh, right.
And so at least the father of flow psychology, the professor of play, like that wrote the book on play, they talk about these things, and I think that is like, that is key. So even though we're dancing, we're flowing, it all comes back to connection and being able to be in harmony, right? In oneness, to come into oneness with yourself,
Mm.
oneness with those around you,
Mhm.
oneness with the planet, right?
Mm.
Oneness with nature. And and we
Yes.
all feel it. And so as infants, the first time, I think it's probably in the womb, but they can't really study that. And
Sure.
yeah, it's harder to study, but they have scientists have been able to measure this field, um,
Wow.
and that oneness. And so that is like the state of flow. And so I think when we dance or fly, or for some people it's painting, or
Yeah.
you just and you drop into that place of pure connection, right? It's like time, this losing sense of all of time, and losing sense of anything but the present moment, and like feeling so connected.
Mm, yeah.
Mm, that's why we do what we do, you and I, because we know.
Yeah. And I mean, that's hard. I mean, you can't teach that. That's something that someone has to tap into, discover for themselves. But I mean, you could at least be a guide, and help guide them to that point. But at the end of the day, I mean, same thing with our dancers too. Like you can tell when a dancer is like stuck in their head, or if they're truly moving and
So,
feeling and sharing the story, or connecting with the music, connecting with the story, the message that they're dancing about. It's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard. It's hard. It's hard. But once you see a dancer find that spot when they're in it, then it's like, that's it, you
Mm.
know? That's it. Like they're there, and like, oh, like that's when I start crying. Like that's what brings me to tears, is to just see. And
Oh,
it
you get to watch, yeah, to watch the journey, right?
Yeah, that's so rewarding in itself, because it's like, I see where, I mean, I know where I struggled too. Like I've been in those moments where like you're just so in your head, and you're so like self-conscious about like, oh, what are other people thinking? Am I doing this right? Am I
Totally.
portraying it? Am I telling the right story, or do people like, is it resonating? But once you get out of your head and you just connect and feel. You have to feel. Like you have to be really vulnerable enough to feel. And that's really hard for so many people.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
ourselves, like, because we're humans, like we want to guard ourselves. We have to put up these walls to protect ourselves, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's why these like, these committed, these sacred spaces are so important. I think it's vital. It's so, so vital for everyone to have at least somewhere safe they can, whether it's one-on-one or whether it's in a group. I mean, yeah, I think that's amazing you're doing your orientation. Like I mean, you could even begin at your school, like kind of a weekly soul circle kind of thing. Have you ever thought about that? Like,
I have. Yeah, I have. But I feel like, again, things get so busy with the
I
school.
know, I get it. I get it.
Like
I know.
there's so much.
I know I have a million ideas as well. I'm just like, I want to do this, I want to do that.
But yeah, I mean, like taking a step back and also like thinking and being more intentional about like, oh, I really, yeah, like, I'll have like ideas. And I don't know what you like, do you just jot down your ideas like in a notebook or something? Or I don't know, do
You
they
don't
just
even
like
want to
come
see
to
where all my ideas
Okay.
are.
I
Like,
feel like I have those really great moments, and then they kind of pass me by, and then I'm like, oh, I really want to do that. I should have, like
I
it's
write it down. Okay, so with every coaching client, in the coaching part of what we do, and actually that's the bigger umbrella of all of it, right? It's just, yeah. And then back to the Lokahi wheel, our model.
right.
So it's 5 spirals, and it starts in the north, and it starts with air. So the north represents the sky, right? If you look at a compass, it's pointing up. Okay, so the sky realm is the realm of the birds, of the
Mm-hmm.
stars, of the sun, of the planets, of higher wisdom. You can kind of think of it that way. And so it's connected to vision. Okay.
Right.
So it starts with vision. Okay. Like this, and then, so, like, because if you can't see, like if it's just kind of coming in and out of your mind, and out of sight, out of mind.
True. That's
So
true.
even if, like, you've seen vision boards before, I'm sure, where people cut pictures and kind of, that, but you don't even have to do that. Like I will literally like just take, in fact, that's what I'm doing today because we're in a new chapter of our lives. And so I was like, okay, it's time to do a new vision. I like to do 6-month visions, 6 months at a
Okay.
time, or 9 months,
Yeah.
and just really like let yourself dream big. And the first draft, just start throwing it all, like every dream, everything that lights you up. You put it on that
Mm,
piece of paper, walk away, come back, and now like start to think, okay, which of these, like which one, two, or three matter the most to me?
right.
And then you can start to fill out like the details of that, and then actually have everybody write a vision letter too. I don't know if you've done that before. No?
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
not a vision letter. I mean, I've done the vision boarding. I usually what I do at like the start of each year, I choose a word. So actually that was one thing
Oh,
that
I
I was
love,
going to share
yeah.
with you. That one year my word was harmony. And so when you brought up that word, I was like, oh, that goes.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that. Okay, so you're already doing it. You're already like setting that intention. But when you actually sit down and write out, it's almost like so you date the exercise is kind of like you put the date in the future. You can put it 5 years out, you can put it 9 months out,
Hmm.
and you write as if you are there. So everything is present tense.
Oh my gosh, that seems hard.
It's definitely it's the first time you do it, it's hard, but you can do it. You can do it. And I have clients like reach out to me and all the time, like oh my gosh, Heidi, oh my gosh, in Canada, just a couple of years ago, she was just like, Jinju, my 5-year vision letter, like 80% of it has manifested. And
Wow.
like it's just it's really beautiful. And so
Wow.
yeah, so like like for you, this start playing and let yourself play.
Yeah.
You have to be in a space where it's like any of those, oh, I shouldn't, like, put that out, and just give yourself a playground and be
Mm,
like, okay, if I can wave a magic wand, what
yeah.
what would I create 5 years from now? Where am I sitting? What does it look like? Am I inside? Am I outside? What am I wearing? What am I feeling?
Mhm.
What is the temperature of the air? What is
Mm,
how
wow.
am I feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I love that.
Yeah. Like I invite you to do that exercise. And I would love
Mhm.
to, if you want to share it with me, if you want to share your vision letter with me at some point, I'd be
Yeah.
happy to be a sacred witness to that.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah, I feel like that already just gave me some inspiration, that motivation, because yeah, oftentimes, again, like I think just the day to day catches up to us and we don't allow ourselves that space. So, like being intentional about creating that space to where, like you said, you can just play, like, and then bring back that childlike sort of, I don't know, freedom,
Yeah.
you know, that freedom just to,
Don't
like,
we don't do it. It's hard to guide ourselves, honestly, into
mhm.
that space too. Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking like if I do another like that like again, the neurosomatic flow stuff has been like really all consuming. It's been amazing.
Mhm.
But women's work is where I've really that's where I'm most passionate.
Yeah.
And so and I haven't done this program in a while, but it's a 9-month goddess brain, activate your goddess brain, awaken your inner fire and birth your your inner bliss. And so the whole point, it's 9 months because and so we go in parallel with the birth. It takes 9 months, 10 months, for a human baby to gestate and be birthed into the world. So all of the women come together and they start with these vision letters.
Oh my gosh, I
And
love this.
go through the spirals, and then by the end of it, yeah, there's like they commit to some action in expression with the fire element, the element being like, for some women it's going to be a small step, for other women it's going to be a huge leap. But everybody's doing it together and it's in a container.
Mm.
It's like so that there's that accountability and just that, just, and then you have like small groups so that, everyone can do the homework and the exercises and all of that. I mean, we're kind of taking a pause. I was actually thinking like maybe next year launch another 9 month or something like that. And that could be something that, supports you in this, in birthing this.
Wow, I love that. I love that.
Thank you. I love it too, actually. It's really and I'm so grateful to, I feel like I've just been really blessed to have some amazing mentors and teachers and trainings, to guide all of it, But it's always guided by spirit, you know. Um, and yeah, and it's so exciting right now because we're getting more and more, like science is really coming around and it's starting to catch up to speak to these powers that we have, like that have really been suppressed. Like we have been conditioned to believe that we are so much less powerful than we are.
Agree. Yeah.
Yeah. And you, Krystle, like you are not here to feel sad in a position of, whatever you're doing at work. Yes, of course, you're going to be successful anywhere.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, you're going to be successful. But your soul, your light is so big. Like you know that you're here to, yeah, to shine and to serve and to heal, to help others to heal.
Yeah.
And you're already doing it. I mean, you're already, it's just a matter of, you're just in that, everything also too. I think what's really helped me is to think of the journey of the spiral.
Mm.
It's like, especially when we're healing, sometimes it can just feel like we're just like going in a circle, but it's not. It's an upward spiral. So even though
Mm.
we're going up, we might be at the bottom of that particular twist.
I like that visual. I never really thought about that, right? Because you again, it feels just like a hamster wheel and you're just constantly running and everything is on autopilot, right? But I mean,
We can't
yeah.
see. It's like it's hard to, we go into tunnel vision, but it's so important to remember when you're feeling that. It's like, and if you have to, like, also just get a piece of paper and start writing down like the things that you're grateful for, the accomplishments, like how far you've come, to like put that in sight and to remember like the only reason why you're at the feeling like you're perceiving right at the bottom is because it's for a purpose. It's actually fuel to propel you right back up to the next realm, a higher realm than you've ever been before. And it's like, it's so weird that we choose to be in these like human bodies and human existence. And that our sadness and our anger is what sometimes we need
It's true.
to feel that next.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's not easy.
not, but I mean,
Yeah.
again, I appreciate you sharing just like I know it's probably just a very small snippet of your journey. There's only so much we can talk about within, I don't know how long it's been.
It's been, let's see,
Been what, like 3?
Yeah, and we probably should.
Yeah, no worries. But and
I'm
again,
so grateful. You know, I knew I kind of cleared my schedule because I was like, I don't want to have to jump off the call. I've been waiting to connect with you.
oh, I really do appreciate that. Honestly, I was really excited for this call. So.
Me too.
And just following your whole journey and just yeah, I like I said, I felt like us meeting there was a reason, like, and then knowing a little bit more about, your experience and where what journey you've been on as well. I feel like there's just so much that I connected to and resonated with me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, there was a purpose. There was a purpose. And of all people that I connected to, I mean, yes, it was a small class, but I mean, I was drawn to you. Like there was something about your energy. And again, even just like your
Likewise.
dance and in the way that you moved and yeah. And yeah. And then when we started following each other, I'm like, I'm just so intrigued by this person. And I'm what life she's living this life.
Oh, likewise, sister, likewise. Yeah, I was also just like, just there was just a spark, and just like, and mystery, and as I said before, I could just really feel the depth of your heart and your soul, and you're so beautiful, and you know, and I can't wait to dance with you in person. Actually, that would be just such an honor.
Honestly, anytime you come to the Bay Area, I mean, I know you got like other people to see, but if you ever want to come and just dance and move, you're more than welcome to come to our studio.
Thank you so much. It will happen. Yeah, it will happen. And when you're ready to, come to Bali, or
Yeah.
just as we go, it's just like, oh, I don't know, I just want to take a deep breath with you. Yeah, and I just want to like, mm, I see the seed, like I see this light around us, and I see this flame, and I see this vision. It's beautiful. The details aren't there yet, in terms of what brought us together, why we ended up on this call for 3 hours, and what's coming out of it. All I know that it is beautiful, and I want to give thanks to you, and I want to give thanks to those forces that had us cross paths and is guiding this. And yeah, I want to keep nurturing this little seed, this beautiful little seed, and I want to just call in blessings for you as well, for that clarity, for that guidance. Yeah, for that faith. Just know, just trust. You are so, and just based on the stories that you already told me, like you are so tapped in, and you can trust. You can trust yourself, and you can trust the signs, and you're so guided. You're so guided.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for that reminder. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your time. I know you've got like a show, like you probably have people waiting for you out there. Thank you for your time. Thank you for, yeah, your heart, and thank you for seeing me and inspiring me.
Hey, likewise. Yes, the feeling is 100% mutual. So yeah, I'm very grateful that we crossed paths and that, again, I move again and again. It's gonna come, whatever the future holds. I know that you're in that vision for me. So
Yeah, I really like, I felt like, oh my gosh, this could be really like a birth of a new sistership. And so, yeah, I feel you as a sister. I feel you as a soul sister. And yeah, and we're here, me and Nova, we're here. If you ever, we're family. I feel you as family. So please
thank
don't ever hesitate to reach out, and questions about Bali, or just
no
want to
problem.
just want to talk, whatever.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, thank you so much. And thank you again for taking the time and to Nova too for him sharing his experience and his knowledge. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll let him know for sure. Yeah, I know he was excited to meet you too, because he gets excited when I get excited. So, oh my goodness. Well, all the best to your group, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
they
Sure.
perform when?
Saturday.
Saturday, so it'll be
Good.
Sunday,
It's Friday for you right now. Yeah. So
today's Friday. Yeah, so you're Thursday, right?
Thursday for me. Yeah. We have 2 more days. Yeah. But
Okay, I'm gonna be following you all then.
yeah,
Hopefully we'll have some posts and stories. I'm sure if not now, I'm sure you'll get to it. But I can't wait. And that's so exciting. Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Blessings. All right. All my loves.
You
Aloha. Maururu.
Bye.
Bye.